grab tea or something?
I'm gonna get a quick cola beer, but
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick as well.
Yeah, I may as well do the same.
Beer me.
I'm back.
I think it's just today and tomorrow. Ashley and I will be like robots. Every other week.
Oh
should
my
be
god,
fun.
both of them together, both of you together, I mean, is gonna be pretty bad.
We're only gonna roll off of one computer.
Hello?
She's just gonna end up
That's
end up
probably
using
the call.
Discord off her phone.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's soup.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Hey!
The dart thrower himself.
They didn't all die. The boss fight is done.
Yuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Just waiting for everybody to kind of hop back and then we'll start up here.
Yeah, I'm starting up tabletop sim now. Sorry about that. It was Turkey Day.
Oh, it's all good, man. I really want a beer right now.
Oof.
Right?
Beer's good.
I got a couple of Newcastle in the fridge. You might have just inspired me here.
Newcastle?
Later.
What the fuck's that? By the way, did you guys all vote?
I did.
I have 4 votes, and I have more than 4 people in the room. Go vote.
What vote?
Shit poster.
Same shirt poster.
Do we stay or do we split?
Yeah, because you guys have had the 2 groups smashed together. Go ahead and cast your vote.
I haven't been. Could I just abstain from the vote? Because I was only here for what, one of the team ups.
Sure. Did you like it or did you not like it?
Oh,
Right.
I enjoyed it. I felt like.
Well, then go
I
vote.
guess I'll just vote. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
right now
man.
we're at a whopping
Oh, yeah, never
1%
mind.
in favor of staying, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
6
voted
total
to stay.
votes. Okay. So I think for the time being, we'll keep you guys together. I ran the vote the other day with Monday, Thursday, and they have split up, but I think that their dynamic is a lot different than you guys. And things seem to move pretty well over here in this corner of the world.
You're making me want to pull up your old Twitch videos and see what the fuck's going on.
The drama.
Oh Jesus.
It's but it's done now. So I
Did they
think
finish their boss fight?
Yep, they all survived. Boss fight is done.
I was upstairs and I came down. I was like, "Oh, let's see what's going on." And then that was like right as you were closing it. I was like, "Oh, I'm confused."
Mm-hmm. You're right to be confused.
Sassy black woman.
But I think we're all good to go. Everyone's back. So with that, welcome to another game of Skyfall 5e. How was the week, guys? Anything exciting?
Amazing. Nothing exciting.
Good.
Nope.
I've conditionally purchased a home. That's kind of exciting.
Wow!
Ooh,
It's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
Easily the most exciting news we have ever heard in Wednesday group for over a year.
Conditionally, though, we still got to do inspections. And stuff
I think
like
that's behind the apple canning, to be honest.
I think the solution's on
Nice.
That's fucking cool,
So,
dude.
barring
That's awesome.
any like hidden vice, no, come out said they fist caché in French. I don't know
Vis
what it is in
caché,
English.
like hidden clauses.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
French it'd be vis is vice, I guess, but it doesn't translate. Anyway, so barring any crazy, bodies in the wall or anything, you guys want to buy it?
Yeah, well, they took the offer, so we just got to do inspection and
Nice.
the documentation and stuff, sign our lives away, and then we're good to go.
Nice and easy.
Awesome, dude. Are you guys gonna be house poor, or did you kind of like line it up so it's not too bad?
We should not be house poor.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's a townhouse, so.
Because I
we're
know
like-
a lot of people who are like, you know, we went in on that mortgage, but we've been eating macaroni every day for 10 years.
We know a lot of people like that too, and we're like, we don't. Be
It's as if 2008 never happened. Crazy.
Mortgage-backed securities. This just in, all the rage. Learned nothing. Well, that's cool. In any case, we should get to the D&D. I have some more good news, which is that you guys have a big stack of loot, which I'm going to read to you now. So as you're all standing there in the room, the demon falls apart and the corruption is lifted. You watch as the fog wall behind you dissipates and a bunch of glittering items appear within the ashes. And you guys find, I'd like somebody to go ahead and write this down, whoever is the inventory keeper. Starting from the bottom, you find 2 gold bars, each worth 1,000 gold. You find a potion of full healing. And the potion of full healing brings you to your max HP and removes 1 injury. You have a, what is it? A short sword, which is a... What's that?
Did anyone hear the deafening screech, or was that just me?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I think that was just you.
Oh my god, there's a fucking poltergeist. It was literally like... it was terrifying. Okay.
Alright.
Short sword.
Jason's haunted. So you also find a short sword. It's a +2 magical short sword with the keen property. So it crits on a 19 or a 20. You find a amulet of health, an arrow-catching shield, boots of striding and springing, and a
Can you slow down for a bit?
Sure.
Striding, arrow catching shields.
Yep. Decanter of endless water.
Ooh.
And last but not least, a scroll of meteor storm.
Oh,
Damn.
Holy shit.
damn.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And for the uninitiated who have not played higher level D&D, that's basically a scroll of Armageddon. Have you ever played Worms? That spell where like everything,
Oh, yeah.
everybody
Worms
starts
are-
shaking and the map starts exploding? That's basically meteor storm.
Is that a 9th level spell? What?
Oh my god, it is, yeah.
I was like, wait, that's a 9th level spell. Holy shit.
Hey.
So that's what you guys find there in the ashes, as well as the Acre of a Greater Demon, which I think Kalik has already pocketed.
Starting and sprinting.
Some of you guys may need to look them up. If you don't have a DMG, I can read them to you if anyone's curious. I've got it right here. So if any of those are unfamiliar to you, let me know and I'll happily run you through what they do.
I wrote down Scroll of Armageddon instead of Scroll of Meteors.
That's basically what it is.
Scroll of kill everything.
You choose one area and ruin it forever. It's like a localized exterminatus, basically.
Jesus.
Yeah, Matt Mercer had Vecna use it like 3 times at the end of the first season of Critical Role.
4.
Was it 4? Yeah, they're like, he's doing it
Nerd.
again.
Pretty sure it's 4.
It was a
That's
shit
crazy.
Like, he's got more than one level 9 spell.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, he's a god, guys.
Oh yeah, he probably doesn't have spell slots.
Looking all this shit up because I've never really had a magic item before.
Is the arrow catching shield called like the Shield of Aldrin?
You gain +2 AC
Yes.
against.
Yeah,
Aldrin
there's a-
only needs to dodge to do that.
There's an
Screw up.
unknown dwarven sigil at the bottom of it.
It's a
Oh, I must have.
So yeah, that's an interesting one. So that's one of the items I haven't given to anyone before. I'm moving through the book to it right now, but it's pretty cool. You gain a +2 bonus to AC against ranged attacks while wielding the shield, and this bonus is an addition to the shield's normal bonus to AC, which would be a +2. In addition, whenever an attacker makes a ranged attack against a target within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to become the target of the attack instead. So it could also be called a shield of "Get Down, Mr. President."
Very nice. Okay. So I have everything written down. Are we table talking it right now, or what's going on?
I mean, we may as well. So who wants what?
Sure, yeah. You guys are gathered around, picking through here, just looking at like crazy riches. You can just decide how to divvy them up.
So
I think Ashley would want the short sword.
That's what I was gonna say. Does anyone else use short swords?
No.
I do not. Earl has darts. Mackinac has a pretty dope sword.
I mean, short swords are just.
And then Ashley just has. Well, yep. No.
She doesn't have a rapier because it's melted.
When she disappears here at the end of the fight, so when you pull this out of the ashes, you should be like, guys, don't tell her. Hey, Ashley, got your new sword.
She was like sarcastically giving me shit today. I'm like, my God,
That was great.
took away my powers. What the fuck do you want from me? Goddamn.
You know, we spent a lot to get this, but I think you'll really like.
So, Amulet of Health. Does anyone have a +1 to con?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Outside of this, no. But what I mean is
Oh.
outside of, because it brings you to a 19,
Mm-hmm.
no modifiers, or does that, if you put points in Constitution Illusion, does it increase? So if I have, like-
2 seconds, but
I'm pretty sure it's like base stats.
No.
You have to have a magical item that gives you +1.
it functions like a giant's belt, where it just sets your con at this level, so you can't bonus it. So the ideal candidate is like the retard with 8 con, right?
Exactly, because if you have 8 con, you're only getting a +1 with this. Or 18 con, sorry, you're getting a +1.
I shouldn't have said
Okay.
retard. I mean balls to the
Well,
walls
18
player.
con, you're not getting. Do you get something with 18?
No, because 19 doesn't give you any.
Yeah, 19 is.
Yeah, it's an odd. So
But that is a
ideally,
+4 to con, so that's
Yeah, if
pretty
you have
insane.
18, that's no
I get a
difference.
+1 con the racial bonus.
What's that?
Is that what you're asking? Like if somebody gets a racial bonus?
Yeah,
No,
'cause-
I think
Well-
we need an item that increases your con, because this
Well,
sets it at
I
19.
think.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I
I
will-
have, as a rock gnome, I get a +1 to con.
I will tell you right
that would
now
put me at
that
20, but
I'm not going to be giving you guys anything that gives you a +1 that would override an Amulet of Health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wear this, your con is 19, and there's no way to change that.
Okay.
If you're getting bonuses or negatives or whatever, they're all disappeared. They all set to nothing if this amulet's on.
Okay.
gotcha.
So I guess it would be whoever has low con. I'm out of that conversation. So
Well, that's if you want to
That's
maximize what
well.
you can squeeze from it, but it could also just be useful to put it on like whoever gets wailed on the most, even if they already have like a +1 to con or something, right? So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. If
I
one
have a
guy's
+1.
never targeted, 'cause,
Steve.
you know,
What's up?
Steve, what's your con?
It's 16.
Okay.
so you don't
Never
get
same
a
as me.
+3
Just
out
double
of
checking.
that.
Yeah, I did con for hell with the barbarian.
Yeah, yeah. Arilla's pretty stacked up for HP. He's probably
Yeah.
fine. Remember in the combat,
that's all
right?
you
He
need.
was like, I got so much HP.
What about Tuesday group? What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you guys? Is that something you guys can benefit from?
I have a +1 in con right now. I'm not sure what the other guys.
Just because Mackinac is so beefy, he could probably
Wait,
use
illusion.
He already can't die.
I only have 14 con.
Well,
Yeah,
you
like
could have
he's-
19 con if you wear this thing.
Yeah.
Health isn't that
I
high.
think you should take it.
I mean, out of character, I'd rather have like the only magical shield illusion will probably ever give any party, but
Well, why don't you take that too?
both. Okay, I'm not arguing against that.
You're a beast.
I'm a beefy boy.
If we do give something else to Mackinac and trying to find somewhere, I got tough as well, so I'd be kind of tanky with some more HP if we don't have anyone else for it.
I feel like Dominic's probably the best candidate out of your group, like
Mm.
barring the how lulzy it is to put it on Mackinac, just because
Do you know
Dominic
what
goes
his
down the
count is?
most. I have no idea. Maybe he already has a +3 and he just gets fucking shit on. I don't know, but but I feel like he ends up downed more than any of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it. I'm fine.
It does require attunement, so you have to wear it for an hour for it to kick in. But you guys can move it around. You could be like, for this mission, so-and-so wears it. Next mission, you know, you're going to want this.
Who has? I guess if we just want to go an easy one, who has shitty movement speed?
I mean, I have 25. It's just because I'm really small.
I'm out of that question as well because I've got 40.
I'd love some movement speed because
Well,
darts
no,
do
the boots just move you to 30 movement speed if you don't
Yeah.
have it.
Oh, and a rock.
You also get triple jump distance though.
Yeah,
True.
and you don't
Yeah.
become encumbered, or your speed isn't reduced if you're encumbered.
Hmm.
I mean, I could always use those too, I guess, because I run around a lot.
The only advantage for me would be not getting encumbered.
Same.
Well, it's not that you don't get encumbered; it's that your speed isn't reduced when you're encumbered.
Right.
In addition, you can jump 3 times the normal jump distance, though you can't jump farther than your remaining movement would allow.
It also your speed isn't reduced if you're wearing heavy armor. Also.
Yeah.
So if it
Is
messes
my
with you,
speed reduced when I'm wearing heavy armor?
Apparently not.
I don't know why they worded it that way, because
I
none
don't
of
know.
the armors come with that, but I guess just to drive home the fact that some
Oh, I think
people
it's
are encumbered.
if you don't have the strength requirement for it, it like halves your movement speed. It gives you like -10 movement
Oh,
that would make sense.
Okay.
That could be it.
Okay, so Amulet of Health is still up for grabs. We'll say Boots of Striding is still up for grabs. Arrow Catching Shield, I think Mackinac and I could use. Does Erlebald use shields?
Not anymore.
Those aren't darts.
Okay, so we'll say there's 2 people for the shield. The Canter of Endless Water. Do you guys have anyone that can conjure food and water?
Yep.
You do.
I mean, that
Okay,
is
so-
still handy though.
Yeah, we have it as well. Okay, so we'll say that's up for grabs. And then Scroll of Meteor Storm, i.e. face melting paper. I guess doesn't matter who it goes to. So there you go.
Would we know that higher level scrolls, that are not within our normal capacity, you have to make a roll for? So is it better in the hands of someone who
Oh, I
has
see.
higher?
By my rules, I don't care that it's a higher level. You can just use it.
Okay.
If there's a DC associated, it'll be int. So, if that's the case, then you're gonna probably want to maximize it by having somebody intelligent read it. Yeah, so there's a dex save here. So,
Oh, there is a thing I had seen, Lucian. I'm completely up to you how you want to rule it, but I'm pretty sure raw rules, spell scrolls actually have a flat attack mod and DC save based on the level of the spell.
interesting. What do they use?
I'm trying to find the table now. I imported it into my other table, and I
Was that
seem to
out of the
have lost
DMG?
it.
I don't remember seeing that in
Yeah,
the player's
that's in the
handbook.
DMG.
Okay.
I can give you a page here, maybe a second or two.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give it a look. We could use that potentially.
That makes more sense to me than like only the wizards can get spell scroll.
Well, anyone can use it. It's just it would be more efficacy
Yeah.
if it was read by somebody who is rather intelligent.
Mhm.
Because it is like a transcribing interpretive task sort of thing.
Mhm.
Creature takes 20d6 fire damage, 20d6 bludgeoning damage.
Good bit of damage.
It's fucking ass rape right there. crazy. Okay, we'll have to eventually just make a decision here. So Amulet of Health, be honest, who's interested in wearing it?
To interrupt
Mike,
for
you
2
interested?
seconds, Illusion, page 200 of the DMG.
I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, I could take it if nobody else.
Okay.
Cares. My con's
okay.
12, right?
Okay, so you have a +1, it'd become a +4. Kalik, Connor, would you want it?
I'm currently 12. I wouldn't mind, but I'm not gonna vouch for it if someone else wants.
Okay, so we'll say Mike can use it. Relic, you said that you might be interested in it.
I would get a bonus from it. Probably don't need it. Somebody else needs it more.
Okay, so far we have Mike the Cripple. Coco, you said.
No mo.
I'm same as the other guys. I got a +1 to my con.
Okay, so you have the same. Well, do you feel like you get targeted? Do you feel like you're in combat a lot? Do you feel like you?
I do get hit a decent amount, and I do have like I'm designed to shoot point blank. I don't have disadvantage fighting in melee range.
Right, so you would definitely benefit from it. Okay, so we'll say
That's good.
because I know Tidge gets hit a lot. Coalcoat is right in the thick of it. He'll get hit a lot, and then we have a player that's not present. And Erleball, what about you? Would you be able to use it or benefit from it?
This is the 19 con. Amulet?
Yeah, it gives you a +4.
I do get hit a lot, but I have a lot of health, so I'm good. I have +3 con already.
Okay, so it's between Tidge, Coalcoat, and Dominic, I guess, who's not here. So
You guys could
that
roll
drills-
for it. You could all roll a
yeah,
d20, see who gets
I mean,
the highest.
at least we drill it down, but
And you can always change it later.
because I know Tidge gets like 1 or 2 shotted. I saw Coalcoat dodging in and out of some big monstrous motherfuckers point blank, so I can see why he could use it. I haven't seen Dominic in action enough. Last fight he seemed to be pretty out of combat regularly, but that's to you guys. So if you want to roll it just you two or include Dominic in the roll, it's up to you. Or just, make a call.
Well, what are we doing with those boots? Because if nobody wants those boots, I could use the jumping thing, and I wouldn't want to take thing.
I don't think I need the boots.
I personally don't like. Same thing where, like some of the people regarding the con amulet, like, could it benefit me? Technically, yes, but do I need it? Not at all. So I'm out of that too.
I'd only
Ashley
use it
and I
for
are
the
out.
encumbering thing, but that's
Yeah. Okay.
I can carry a shit ton of weight anyways, so.
Okay. So far, Coalcoat, and I guess what you're saying, Coalcoat, is if you get the boots, you'd probably pass on the amulet.
Yeah, I don't need to
type
get
of
two
thing.
things.
Okay.
I'm
And
cool.
does anyone else feel like they would need the boots?
No.
Okay.
Tidge, I know you mentioned it. What would you prefer between the two, the amulet or the boots?
Extra health or extra movements?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if I had to choose one, it'd be the amulet.
Okay. So you guys
Yeah,
cool
he's gonna get up in there with his short sword. Yeah, boy!
It doesn't do me any good.
There you go. I mean, we'll
Until I
loop
level
in
up.
Dominic afterwards, I guess. What do you guys think? Would he protest to that? How would he feel about that?
Wait, about the boots or the amulet?
Regarding the amulet.
I mean, I don't know what his con is, but I know when he does get hit, he seems to go down fairly frequently.
Yeah, it does get chunked.
You could safe keep it for him.
Yeah. So I guess for now
if
we'll
you do
say.
decide later, yeah.
So I guess
I'll
for
get
now
roll
we'll
for it,
just
like,
say
roll on his behalf or something.
boots go to Coalcoat.
Yeah, because
And
I'm
we'll
always
say-
climbing around and like doing weird tabaxi shit, so
There you
jumping longer distance is always useful.
Yeah, and we'll say amulet for now goes to Tidge. If Dominic says he'd like it big time, then that's just another problem for later. Arrow shield, I'll be honest, I could use it for sure, and I know Mackinac could use it. So it's your call, buddy. I don't know how you want to do it. If you want to roll for it, if you want to make a case
Roll
for it.
of course.
Yeah, cool. So I'm down for that.
Can we get excessively large dice here, Lucian? It's an important roll.
Oh, big old testes.
Mm.
So you want to do a contested roll or like okay.
I'm looking like whoever gets higher.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I'm down.
Hold on, let me change colors so we know which one's which.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh yeah, no. Yep, there we go. I'm the blue one.
Okay.
Oh, a 19. Oh.
That's a roller coaster of emotions. Okay, so
Who is green?
that was me.
All right, so you can add an
Um,
arrow catching shield.
I'll take that. So far, I've gotten an item. Coco's gotten an item. Mike's gotten an item. Ashley has gotten an item. That leaves Mackinac, Earlbald, Arillo, and Connor. Am I missing anyone? And Dominic.
Yep, that seems about right. And the
So-
what
we
is
have-
open right now? The full potion healing, the scroll, and the
Two
decanter.
gold bars and a decanter. Yeah. Now, I'm just gonna put this out there because I think you guys are rich, but like I don't know about how Arillo feels about this or anyone else, but like if we take the gold bars, I'm kind of cool with leaving the rest to you guys.
Yeah.
Scroll maybe
Agree
we
with
could
that.
use for like a team fight or something bananas, but
Banana.
Or
But,
the
like,
great
for the
betrayal
potion-
that
Wiping
Relic's
in a
planning.
for the potion and the decanter at least, what do you think, Brain Bros? Do you think the decanter?
I mean, I would probably trade the amulet for the decanter. It seemed kind of neat.
Wow. Okay, so you would actually prefer the decanter to the amulet.
It's a pretty dank item if you're not
Yeah,
familiar with
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it gives you a gallon of water. It can either give you a gallon of water, 5 gallons of water, or 30 gallons as a geyser, which gushes it forth at 30 feet long by a foot wide.
it. Or you can just open it and leave it somewhere, and it'll like create an ocean over the next year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of looking at the decanters for like the possibilities.
Okay. Okay, so I guess
It's a
Well,
pretty
well,
crazy utility
oh.
item.
I just
We
had
could
the idea that
we
we're
could
going to
bring
use it for.
water to people with our
We're
spaceship.
bringing it back to Vossanox, and we're making an entire water-powered factory based on just an endless supply of powered water.
Aren't you guys just gonna flood the city?
No.
No,
We're
our
critically
base is in the
wrong.
sewers. We can't flood it.
right.
All these Underdark creatures show up like displaced and shit. Like,
Oh my God.
The
you do
were
that.
rats will come right back out.
Holy shit.
Technically,
Okay.
I did take an item with the Ichor, but I don't
Oh,
know
that
if you
come
guys
on.
wanna.
It's not like you're gonna drink it and become a demon. That's more of like a let's not leave
Wait,
that.
hold on,
in
that was
the
an option all
enemy's hand.
along?
I thought you were gonna say
Yes.
that's more of like a Monday Thursday kind of thing.
Okay, so I guess what I was gonna propose doesn't work because it seems like Wednesday has their eye on the decanter as well. So
I wouldn't
I don't know
say I have an eye on it. I just would be willing to trade.
Mike, did you take the scroll?
No.
now the scroll is up for
Meteor
grabs.
Swarm
Potion.
Or the...
I don't know if the scroll is. It's one of those like too much power things where we'll just
So,
have to agree to share it for now.
If you could right beside the scroll, make the DC 17.
Okay.
So a little bit less powerful than what the DMG suggests, but given that anybody can use it, and I've made scrolls more accessible in my system, we'll tone down that a little bit. But even if somebody passes, they're still taking half of like 40 D6s, so
Oh,
it's not like, oh yay, I passed the save, I'll be fine. It's like they'll be able to find parts of my body.
Oh, that
So-
suit pilot's Uncle Jim over there.
You know he passed the save.
City?
It's worth each. Okay, so I don't really know what to say. I mean,
Well, I mean,
Wednesday-
the scroll,
Yeah.
the decanter, the potion, the gold bars, like it's all stuff that's going to be situational, like
yes.
be used like probably for the group situation. We can just whoever's holding on to it, and then if at some point in the future parties split up, be like, oh, okay, here, take this with you, and
You know, that's a really good point because they're not equipable, no attunement required. One of those things where we just pull it out as we need it. So I like that idea. Cool. Okay,
More
so
than
I
enough
guess
I'm like,
yeah. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
can hold onto the scroll for now, and if somebody else wants it or needs it, I can always ask for it if that's okay.
Hey friend, give me the scroll of just complete world domination.
But why do you need
Annihilation.
it? You know, I got some
Sweating.
stuff to
You
do.
know,
Sweating
stuff.
profusely, like, it's no big deal.
I just want to read it.
Arillo can't read.
No, I can't. That's why I didn't take anything.
Okay, so I guess for now, there might be other stuff, by the way, in the estate. This is just what we found on the body, right? So, for now, I guess we'll just say I really don't care who carries what. You guys
Yeah.
can sort that out.
I got the
amongst yourselves.
decanter. It's mine.
Okay.
I mean,
I
I'll
got the scroll.
apologize. I've got extra carry weight. I'll just take that off your hands.
What do you mean decanter? I didn't see one.
Okay. Well, I think that's it.
Okay.
I mean,
Is it possible to count it as a short rest while we're discussing this stuff?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
So who took the
awesome.
potion?
I don't think
No
anything
one
is
has
right.
yet.
Okay.
I know
we should
somebody
make
that
we
might
don't
want
forget
that when
about
they
an
come
item at
back.
this point. So if somebody has a scroll in their inventory, yeah.
I believe
I have
Connor
it.
said he wanted
Okay.
to take.
Put it in your inventory, and then
Yeah, as long
add
as
the
it's in someone's
decanter.
inventory, we're good.
Yeah.
We don't
And
want a
then the
situation like
boots.
who has
the
it?
boots? Yeah,
I've
that's
got the
fine.
boots.
Okay, Doctor has the boots. Arrow catching shield.
Edgar has that.
Edgar has that. Amulet of health is
I guess Tidge has that.
Tidge plus 2 short sword.
Annie.
Ashley,
Well, someone's holding
Ash,
it until
yeah.
then.
I guess I'll hold it.
If not, I can hold it, Kaylee or Connor.
Question for you, Aleutian. So my shield had my holy symbol in it specifically because it was kind of like a second sun shield, something I inherited. For the arrow catching, is that something I need to get a blacksmith to put in the new holy symbol? Is that something I can just say is in there? What's the deal?
You'd probably have to have a blacksmith do it.
Okay.
Table talk. You definitely shouldn't ask your new robotical blacksmith friend.
Okay. Table talk. I will not. Okay. So say shield and arrow catching.
Okay,
I'll
and
just
then
keep
who
other
has the
one.
potion?
I still think it's up for grabs.
Okay. What about in the gold bars? Somebody added to the inventory?
I'll add those into mine.
Okay, so potion of full healing.
Barilla thinks they're chocolate bars. He's just not hungry right now.
Oh,
Trying to
later.
peel away the foil. Man, I can't find the edge of the wrapper.
Guess I'll just keep picking.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. So I yes, I've written these things down, but now everyone has their respective item in their inventory, correct?
I've gotten them written down too.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Except the potion.
Do you want to just on Magnar? Aside from this last fight, he
Yeah.
usually doesn't come close to.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
not gonna do anything.
Mackinac
For me, but
can't
I'll,
use
I'll
it.
just give it to whoever needs it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very nice. You guys go through the loot, passing different pieces here and there, and eventually have finished a short rest, probably healing a bit, as some of you may have been hurt in that last fight.
Yeah, I need to roll my hit dice for that actually.
Rolling all the hit dice.
1, 2. We'll roll 2 for now. See what happens.
So it's just a flat 19 that you get, right? So the racial bonus doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting a +4 to con.
All right. I'm just gonna put 18.
Why would they put it at an odd number? Like, just put it at 18.
Just to
19,
fuck
I
with
feel
you.
like I'm gonna fucking get a stroke.
Yeah, they do the same thing for the strength for like Giant's Belt, where it's like a 17 or something. You're like, why? Nobody
Okay,
knows.
I only needed to roll 2 hit dice there. That's good.
These.
Yeah, sure.
6.
No, I'm gonna roll some dice as well.
Oh, my Channel Divinity is actually back.
I need my
The
D12.
spell slots are back. We never take short rests.
It's true. Okay.
I need my D12s.
I am good to go personally.
I'll use my stone endurance die. Fuck! Nice.
Is everyone good?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm
That's
all set.
19 plus 13.
22,
32.
20.
32. Yeah.
32.
I was about to say what? Okay, so I'm a 32 overall. I have. It doesn't say how many I have. Unless it's you get, it's one per level.
What are you
Yeah, you
talking
should
about?
have 7
Yeah.
total.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
one per four.
Fuck, that's a 12 out of a D12, so.
You add your
15.
con to each hit dice used, by the way.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm already ahead of you. I don't have my calculator on hand, and I'm bad at math.
Okay, so you do that on your own time, because we don't
Yeah.
need to just stare at you while you're like, I just picture Arillo like, carry the 4.
It's got like a little abacus and a monocle out. Just going
Carry
through some
the
receipts.
16.
What are these?
47.
Okay, so basically, fog wall fades. Room is kind of charred. There's some embers, but there's no real fire anymore.
Yeah, everything in here has been incinerated.
Okay.
And you can
Probably,
see straight down the hallway. Even the doors that were there once barring this large archway have like been reduced to a couple pieces of raggedy metal hanging off the hinges.
Yeah, do you guys mind if we take this to the hall?
No, that's fine.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you
Walk
guys step
outside.
outside of the room and walk into the hallway there. And it's still dark and whatnot, but at least it's nicer than being in that room where the inferno had happened.
Coco, keep an eye out. We may have taken him out, but I'm not sure if any of its minions are still around.
Yes, true. There were lots of scurrying sounds in the basement, so best to be on guard.
Would I know what was in the basement?
Yeah, you would know there's both the dungeon and an old armory, that kind of thing. Some secondary rooms.
Okay.
There's a larder down there, of course.
Scurrying. Interesting. Okay, well, guys, I guess we'll just move ahead, poke our noses around, see if there's anything left. Clear the basement, and, maybe find a room that's not completely covered in blood so we can plan our next move.
Sure. Get rid of those Inquisition assholes too.
Yeah, although I'm assuming they're just gonna be unapologetic and, well,
Oh, I'd
potentially
expect.
imprison us again, because who knows with those guys, but, yeah. Now, tell me, Lucian, when I go down, does the hallway, like, have kind of an open situation where I can see down into the lobby, or is it just hallways and walls everywhere?
From where? Sorry.
So, if I'm not mistaken, what we did is we went up, we came in this way, went up here, went there, there was a stairwell here, went down, went this way, went there. So, like, the main entrance would be around here, right? Where I initially met my dad the first time around?
Yeah,
Is
you
that,
could
like...
trace your way back there if you wanted. It was one of the halls when you were entering through the back end.
And from the second floor, there's no, like, banister overlooking that. It's all walled in.
There is a balcony that you can access from up here if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd probably just, if the group seems like they're collected and whatnot, I'd probably want to just keep my shield up, be ready to dodge, looking to the ceilings and walls,
Sure.
and probably edge my way that way.
Okay. You know that on, not your side, but on the side of the rooms where your brother once had his place, there's a whole bunch of balconies that run on that side of the building, and the rooms on that end of the hall can access them. And it's a shared balcony, this long strip, and you make your way down the hall and sneak into one of these dilapidated rooms, and thankfully don't seem to find any of these creatures around after checking through the doorway. When you get over towards the balcony there, you can see that the weather is still very miserable. But when you guys step out, you can smell like the cold and the rain and everything. It's terribly dark outside. There are lights here and there, which are likely the patrolling members of the Inquisition still maneuvering around the estate. But there is an awning above you to kind of keep some of the rain away. So you guys are all standing out here on this big balcony at the top of the estate.
Right.
I'd be probably walking behind the group as we approach this. How big is that ichor? Is it more of like a fluid, or is it more of a solid object? Or
it looks like you can kind of picture a glassy crystal that has a liquid inside of it. So it's like a dark and hardened outside, but there's clearly, like when you move it in your hand, you can feel that there must be like a sludge in it kind of shifting around.
How big is it?
It's probably about the size of like a can. I was gonna say can and a half, but like a tall boy is the closest thing I could compare it to. But it's as big as a can of Guinness. There you go.
Would you say a hooded lantern is bigger than?
Yes. Unless you had a little baby
I'm gonna
lantern.
try. No, I'm gonna try to like, kind of quietly, put it inside of that.
Oh, sure.
I'll wrap it in a cloth and put it inside.
Okay.
And just hold the lantern in my hand.
You have to remove the like the element in there, but you're able to do that unhinging a metal piece and kind of throwing it in your backpack, and you stuff this in there, so you now have a convenient little carrying case and a glass window into it as well.
And I'll just have that in both my hands, just carrying it the whole time, just kind of sweating bullets, knowing exactly what I have.
Yeah, that's a terrible evil, and even without the knowledge that you have, there is kind of just an aura about the thing where you can tell there's something malicious inside that is fighting to get out but can't.
You get stuck in a tall boy.
Mm-hmm.
Picturing the Black Soulstone from Diablo 3 right now.
Black Soulstone.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of Diablo 3.
You did not miss out at all.
I like 2 a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not really seeing anything. And I'll look to Coldcoat, and I'll be looking for Annie too, to see if I can get my eyes and ears. But I'm assuming Annie would not be here, right?
Yeah, so during the looting, you would have seen some people disappear, like Dominic as well had disappeared, and you guys have come to sort of expect that here and there. It happens at sometimes the most convenient times that somebody shows up for a fight, and other times, well, there they go. I have to ask you, before you continue on that train of thought, though, do you guys have lights out as you walk out into the balcony? Because I know, Mackinac, you've got, like, the little chest light, and I don't know if somebody else has, like, a torch or anything.
I
wasn't.
wasn't.
I think it would, make sense. Yeah, I would.
Okay. Continue.
Coldcoat, are you hearing anything?
Seems somewhat normal. If I just take a quick minute to glance around, and do I
Yeah, you
anything
can make a perception
afoot?
check.
Either within the halls or outside. I'm expecting there to be at least something. It's not like everything can disappear.
What are you doing,
Oh my
Bags?
god, this
What
is
are
the
you doing?
craziest roll ever.
16.
16. All around you, the sound of heavy rain comes down, and you try and focus your ears and eyes to pick up on what might be going on around the estate, looking through the yard and picking up the silhouette of the fence out there. There's heavy thunder every now and then illuminating the area, but you don't see anything amiss. There are clearly riders on horses that are kind of making slow patrols around the estate further off in the distance, and their forms are illumined by their own light that they carry with them. But it doesn't look like you see any strange creatures crawling the walls or anything like that as you glance around. Just the sound of the heavy rain coming down.
If I use detect portal, do I get the feeling of anything? Yeah, because last time it was just the doorway to the boss room.
Yeah. I would say when you do that, no, you don't feel any portals.
Well, Edgar, I can't be totally sure, but as far as I can tell, it seems like things have calmed down.
Yeah.
Not sensing anything out of the ordinary.
I'm gonna kind of close my eyes here and pinch the nose of my bridge, kind of rubbing my eye.
The nose
here,
of
and
your bridge?
The bridge of my nose, my bad. And I'm gonna use divine sense, concentrating, just seeing if I can sense any evil around.
Sure. When you cast Divine Sense, you can feel something odd about you. No creatures, no signatures like that pick up, but you can feel that there's a gradual lifting, like the consecrated ground around you is slowly but surely fading away. You can feel it. It's moving enough that, like, a minute later, it feels almost less evil in the area, and it must be spilling away rapidly and dissipating.
Well, whatever had a hold here, I think is gone. Let's move as a group, but I think we can let the Inquisition know that this has been cleared. Hopefully they can send word to Soulsland, and some of our once loyal employees might come back.
And then we can go back to Harold and see how he's doing.
I
To
think there was
save our
something
friends some
about-
trouble,
Go ahead.
I think our friends, we should try to keep away from the Inquisition.
Why
I
is
think
that?
it would just cause more Well, I don't think I don't think they need to associate with us. We don't need knowing. The Inquisition knows we just came from jail. I don't know.
I'll
besides,
kind of
I don't-
be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There's something else that I don't know. We can't let them get a hold of something, and I like hold up the lantern.
That's a very nice lantern. Did you steal it from them?
Nice.
I'm sorry. There's a lot to think about, and I just kind of like go sit up against the corner, just like nervously. I don't know. Sweating bullets.
Here's the thing, and I'll kind of gesture to the entire group here. Last time we kept something from the Inquisition. Well, we did something technically illegal by breaking and entering into the home of a criminal, or someone we suspected to be a criminal. And we were jailed
very
for it.
upset that we
Yeah.
took that bad.
So that being said,
They're not afraid of confiscating things.
no, but I guess what I'm asking the group, Kalik, is it so bad that they confiscate that? Because
Do
we're
you
being
trust them?
watched. Well, I mean, I trust their absolute hatred towards abuses of magic. I trust that the tower is probably the safest place for anything like that. And I also trust that we've been being watched from, well, the very beginning. So we're just a moving target, yes, but there's going to be opportunities, places we're vulnerable, places we let our guard down. And if they get their hands on that, that's one more ingredient towards possibly the end of the world. Whereas with the tower, they might not only hold on to it, but possibly even dispose of it. And we could get back in their good graces if there's such a thing.
A streak of lightning hits behind Edgar, off in the distance.
I don't trust the
What
Inquisition.
if we just
I think that if we're gonna do anything,
if we
I think
just threw it in the trash?
that's what I was thinking. Either that, or we saw Barjarger destroy stuff with quite a bit of prejudice. Not that I'm looking to get back to Seba anytime soon, but it's another option.
Well, apparently our friends here have a ship that can bring us there, I think, quite quickly. But
As long as we can leave just as quickly.
I
I think we agreed to help them with something else.
Yes, we are tracking
Something
down temple
concerning a dart.
thieves in Soulsland.
Right, you were looking for one of the guild houses. You have a chisel. Look, there's no sense in, I guess, talking about it here. We know we have a lot of options ahead of us, both to do with that ingredient and where to go afterwards. I am going to have to at least acquire 1 or 2 people to get the affairs of the Lyle house in order. I'm not going to just leave it like this. And if you don't mind using one of those gold bars or some of the funds that we got from my father's room, I might be able to at least kickstart that process.
That should be fine. I don't see a problem with that. Mackinac, Earl?
Oh, is Earl there? I thought Earl was still like in
Ah.
Dreamland.
You would've-
Oh, sorry, I was
Sheldon, I
assuming
think.
Earl was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he just wasn't.
I guess I didn't play it in. Earl, you would have been present for the looting there at the end, and you would have come
Oh,
in and
okay.
have seen the aftermath, but not have actually experienced any of the fight. You remember making your way towards it,
okay.
but you had to have them describe over the course of the short rest just what had happened and everything. So yeah, you'd be here to hear this.
All right, wonderful. I thought I still wasn't poofed in.
Yeah, no, that's my bad. Let's see here.
Okay. Well, let's head to the main lobby, I guess. I'll let the Inquisition know. Alone, I'll respect Tidge and Calyx's advice there. If we do want to play that card with them, we can keep it close to the chest for now. We'll still be able to communicate with them afterwards if we do want to give up the Ichor. Although I'm liking the Barjarger idea more. He's been helpful so far, for sure. Okay, well, let's head down and see what we can do.
Okay. You guys leave the balcony and turn around and make your way through the house. And when you do, it's still dark and the hallways are old, but there's no real sort of evil that's lingering in the area. And you can feel as though something's been, kind of pulled away, and it's just the darkness that remains. But gradually, you make your way through the back end here and emerge out into the garden behind the estate and curve around. Now, were you guys going to make known that you have these friends here to the Inquisition, or were you going to do something else as you've now made it to the the front yard?
Well, I think before heading out the main doors, I'd probably look back and
Sure.
let that be their decision.
Okay.
Like you've heard Calyx's fears and his point of view. Personally, the man in charge here seems to be a different breed of what we dealt with in Soulsland, and he's even openly admitted that the way the Inquisition handled themselves in Soulsland was a bit heavy-handed, to say the least. He also seemed to have maybe bought the story of you guys coming in with magics, although he did say he hadn't detected any. That's everything I know. If you want to come out with us, feel free to do so. You can also stay here. It's up to you.
Well, if anybody wants to come see the ship with us, you could also do that.
I'd definitely be more intrigued.
I'll start nodding.
Wow.
No need
Okay.
to
By the
fear,
way-
Daxon
by the
is
way-
here.
Hey, dude.
Hi.
As you guys are
Yeah,
talking by the door here, boop, Dominic appears. Dominic, you can recognize that you're still in the estate, though it looks like you're in the large lobby by the main doors about to leave. And not only does your group seem to have some new fantastical items on them, but it looks as though the area around you is freed of some kind of evil. You're still in a dark room with just little bits of light from Machinar's chest piece there, but all seems to be well.
Cool. Perchance was a long rest technically had or not?
A short rest was had.
Alright. I'm gonna
Yo-yo.
roll a couple hit die for that, but
Sure.
I'm just gonna well, well, this is a lot less chart than where I was before. Hi. How are we doing?
Welcome back. We're just about to head out, and I'll inform the Inquisition that we handled the situation, and see if I can maybe have them send some people from Solsland to start cleaning up and getting the estate in order. I think there was talk of visiting your ship, handling the ichor of a greater demon, and there's some items here that we've pulled together for the group that we're trying to determine the use out of as well.
Very well.
So, I guess I'll go meet the Inquisition alone. It's how I've been communicating with them thus far, and doesn't put any of you at risk. Once they break their perimeter, hopefully they break their perimeter, we could move forward from there. That being said, guys, if you are going to go visit the ship and it is invisible, please stay there, because they might want to come investigate this themselves.
Yeah, we can stay inside. Don't worry, they will not find the ship.
It's
I'd
interesting.
appreciate that.
There's no magic at all. The Inquisition is pretty powerful. They didn't detect your arrival in any way.
Well, we do have a cloaking device of some sort. Perhaps it cloaks magical energy as well.
I kind of flash
sure they'd-
Kolkota a smirk.
Consider that illegal.
That's not regulation.
Illegal or not, Kalik, I'm liking our new friends. They're resourceful. I'm gonna head out. Considering it's cloaked, where do I meet you guys?
Oh,
It was close to the that first building that we met you at. So if you were there, we can come out and find you.
Yeah, the outside guard post barracks for sure. I'll meet you there, and hopefully just maybe 10 minutes or so, unless the old grouch has more to say.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, off to the ship.
So you guys split up, with a few of you headed towards the ship. Or no, everyone to the ship, and then Edgar's going to talk to the Inquisition?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and split up. And,
Before we go, can I start ritual casting augury?
sure, it's fine. What are you casting it for?
I'm saying we hand the ichor over to the Inquisition.
Ah.
Thank God. Thank you so much. Edgar still believes in the institution to some extent, even though he's royally pissed at them. But table talk, I really don't want to do it.
So I'm flipping through my cards in my pocket, and
Okay.
when the spell completes, I want to pull out a card, essentially.
Sure. So you guys split up here, and you make your way over towards the outside there, and by the gates there's another one of these Inquisition members, and it looks like he's speaking with the guy who's been in charge for the last little while. And he looks over at you and immediately waves you over, Edgar, and also dismisses who he's talking to as he rides up.
Hi there.
He gives you a look and narrows his eyes, and he says, "It seems you have something to report."
I'll kind of furrow my brow at the report. Kind of makes Edgar feel like a subordinate here. I just figured I'd tell you guys that we finished the job. The deed is done.
He nods, and he looks at you and says, "I take it there was nothing to be saved."
What we fought in there was, well, there was nothing human left, I think. It was a gigantic beast. A demon, I believe.
Now, when you tell this to him, are you, like, really matter of fact? Are you visibly disturbed? Are you, like, regretful, a bit sad? Like, what's Edgar feeling? What's he showing here, sort of thing?
Steeled resolve.
Sure.
Whatever sadness he had was kind of burned in the radiant flame of that fight, so he's feeling like whatever his dad was died a long time ago, and he's okay with that, and he's just looking to move forward now.
Okay. The guy looks at you, and I'd like you to make an insight check.
Sure. Oh, sweet Jesus. That'll be a 24.
Okay. When you say this, and he's looking at you, you can tell a few things. One of which is you can tell that he's genuinely sympathetic while he's looking at you. And the gaze that he has is one that can't completely conceal how he knows that you've kind of been through the ringer, and he feels you. But you also get the sense that he's waiting, like hanging on something. He's looking for you to say something in particular. And while he's there on the horse, he says, "Very well, Edgar. If that's the case, then I'd like to have my men make a search of the house. If that problem's been solved, any remaining creatures should be simple to remove."
The odd thing is, we didn't find any. We haven't done a thorough search, admittedly. And
That is what I do for a living.
Hmm.
Please, allow me and my men to go through. And while he says that, he also holds out his hand. And when he does, you can tell that he wants you to give him something.
I'll kind of cock my head to the side, almost like kind of posing a question, like almost like what?
He leans his head down and looks at you, and he says, "The charm. Do you still have it?"
Oh, I believe you told me that it would be expended. I do have it, yes. And I'll kind of reach into the chest plate here and pull it out. It got completely used during the fight, so I don't know how it would look.
Sure. Twigs on it have snapped and things like that, and it's deteriorated. But when you hand it over, he looks at the thing, and then he turns back to you and he says, "It was a close ordeal then, I take it."
It was, yeah. Look,
He pockets
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about you conducting a search of my estate. And I'll put that not as a threat, just I want to show him that I'm still thinking about it.
He turns to you and he says, "Look," and he kind of, brings the horse around so he can look at you with the other side of his face. He says, "We won't be looting anything in the house. We're just going to go through and make sure that there's no taint that remains. That's it. After that, the estate is yours. I'll personally put in a word. As far as I understand it, over the last little while, I've done some digging, and you're the last of the Lyles. I can help you get that sort of thing squared away. Just let me go through the house."
Okay. Now, things are a bit raw. Do you mind? I haven't even gone through the house myself. Do you mind if I just tag along with your men? I won't get in the way. I just like to be there.
Make a persuasion roll.
Sure. Could I, I mean, I guess I wouldn't really want to fuel this with my channel divinity, but...
It's up to you.
I guess from, like, he wouldn't consciously use it, but I think from a position of honesty, Edgar would really want to drive this point home and be there, so I used a short rest, so I'll use it, if you don't mind.
Fine by me. Let's see what you get. Nat 1.
Oh my god.
Never mind.
Need it. So, I mean, do you want me to tell you the total? I kind of want to tell you the total result.
I feel like you want to tell me the total, but yeah. He looks at you and he says,
31.
That's fine, Edgar. I'll meet you here at the gate in, let's say, 20 minutes. And then we'll do a comb over of the house. Once it's all done, I'll send some papers and inform you of what's changed while you've been in there.
Sure. It'll just be me. My group has moved on. We have some, to be honest with you, as you know, with the situation in Soulsland, there are a lot of moving pieces, so...
He smirks when you tell him that.
A lot of personal favors went into helping me here today, so...
Fine by me.
Okay, I'll meet you here in just a short while.
He lowers his head, turns, and rides off. Now, meanwhile, you guys have been traveling with these strangers that have accompanied you for this daring mission, and you walk up to a space just outside of that little barracks where you guys had rested up before going on the mission, and there's nothing there. You're just standing out in the mud and the rain. And I would say that this walk takes long enough that by the time that you get there, Kalik, you pull out a card, and once you're staring at it there, you know that the outcome of handing over the Ichor to the Inquisition is Wheel.
I'll just kind of chuckle to myself, kind of shake my head, and pocket the...
Okay.
Well, Mr. Captain.
Harold, please open the hatch.
When Mackinac says this, you guys watch as, strangely enough, like a portal, there's a doorway that opens up seemingly out of nowhere. It's raised maybe like a foot off of the ground, and though there's no outline to the archway, no, curved door frame or anything like that, it's just a rectangular opening past which you see some sort of strange metallic room with weird lights and such inside. And it doesn't open like a door, it slides down, or slides up rather.
It's got to be the most peculiar thing I've ever seen.
Ooh.
Oh, don't worry, there's more where that came from.
So,
I hope he's doing alright. He was a bit damaged when we left.
Yeah, I'll immediately start walking up.
Sure.
let's inside and check on him. Oh, God.
Mackinac walks through, and for anybody who's standing not immediately in front of the door, you can see the weird kind of angle, and when he steps past that threshold, it just disappears from existence as he makes his way into the room. It's like a perfectly two-dimensional plane, like just a flat thing he walks through.
I'll walk through to my boy.
Okay, are you guys all going in there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Before we step in, I'll look to Tidge. I'll be like, an extra dimensional space to put whatever you want? It's the puzzle box all over again.
It is, but I imagine it's much bigger.
Now, as you guys step
Probably a
in,
bit more cozy.
the room is peculiar in its shape, and it's peculiar because it's shaped like half of a sphere. So the roof is like a perfect dome, and there are 3 panels surrounding what looks like a basin of some kind, a little pool, and in that pool there is a floating whitish orb from which weird, strange, almost sickly or dreamlike colors seem to wave off of, and there's a somewhat glowing, luminescent liquid at the center of the basin. Now, a thing to note here, I'd like a perception check from you, please, Edgar.
Not my forte, but here we go. Ooh. That's a 19.
You finish this talk and turn the corner to go and meet up with your group, and it looks like most of them are gone except for 2 who are walking, and you see one of them like steps up and his leg disappears, and then like takes another step forward and he just vanishes. And you blink for a moment, like, what? And you kind of look to the side and you see what looks like another one, like the last, Kalik, steps through and disappears into a portal of some kind, like seemingly out of nowhere. He steps from the mud and just vanishes.
Kind of just bow my head and start chuckling to myself, shaking my head like I can't believe this shit.
Are you gonna run up to him?
How long did, I forget, I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't, the head inquisitor's name,
oh fuck, I don't remember off the top of my
I
head.
think it was like Woodenbridge or something like that, is that possible?
Yeah, something like that.
Woodenbridge said he was taking how long?
He'd be back in half an hour, 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'll head over.
Okay. It's when you kind of turn and approach from a different angle that you see what it is, and there's a doorway there, floating a foot off the ground, and there's a weird, strange room in which all of your party and their new companions seem to be standing. And you guys would see past the hatch what looks like Edgar standing out there in the rain.
Just smiling like an idiot.
Now, while you guys are in there, there's a voice that seems to come from the walls itself. It sounds metallic, almost, like it's being produced by a machine instead of by a normal person. And it speaks pretty normally, though sometimes there are like weird pauses or almost like glitches, like where the sound rises unnaturally or drops down, like a distortion must be about the place. And you guys can see why, as whatever mechanical contraption this is, occasionally has like a flying spark that jitters off from a side wall or a panel or something like that. Like this thing must have sustained damage recently. And the voice continues and says, "Welcome back, Captain."
Thank you, Harold. Have you fully assessed the damage that you have taken?
I have. A large portion of my memory has been damaged, but I've recovered what I could.
Are you able to recollect the events that led us to our current location?
We made a series of 2 jumps, and unfortunately the first one caused a great deal of damage, where I've recorded most of the memory loss.
Understood.
How bad is
You
it?
have sustained that you would not be able to repair at the facility.
I believe that most of this damage will be permanent, though I can make some fixes if I return back to the facility.
I see.
Could you ask him how much fuel is left? If we lost any.
Erlebald, there's currently 35% left in the tank.
Well, that's wonderful. Do you remember the map we gave you of the directions and whatnot, so we can get from place to place?
I still have all the maps. I should be able to jump you, though my sensors are not as useful as they once were, damaged as they are since the last jump. Captain, I see you've brought additional members into the sphere.
Oh, yes. I believe I have been rude. Harold, these are a group of adventurers that we believe to be great souls.
Hello.
Oh, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am the welcome cat.
Illusion, would I be inside
Harold,
by now?
Sure, yeah,
Yes.
you stepped in the last
So-
little while.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm awestruck.
The voice continues and says,
Staring on.
"Might I know your names?"
Well, don't be shy.
Edgar Lyle here.
Edgar Lyle.
Kalik Kavanaugh.
Did you forget your last name?
I forgot his last name.
No, I was.
His middle name is Kalik. Come on.
Caleb.
I'm Tidge Brindlestock.
Wait, you're Tidge? Thought that was the
The little one over here. I'm hard to miss. I'm easy to miss sometimes.
The goblin.
I'm Aurelio Collagio. Or Collagiano.
I don't know as I've ever heard your last name before. Is
I
that really
told
what
you.
it is?
Yes.
I look
I
at
don't
Aurelio
think he has a
skeptically.
last name.
I
It is
just
pleasant
said
to
my
meet
last
you
name.
all. I am familiar with some of your ancestry. The Lyles are nobles, are they not?
Oh,
I kind of puff up my chest a little bit here. Yes, they are.
I have studied multiple books on the nobles of Skyfall. I remember your name.
Yeah, it probably would have been smart to ask Harold. Yep, now rethinking it. It would have been very useful. Ah,
Although Harold, you should revise your history to specify that there's only one left.
The tome that I read must have been rather outdated then.
As of today, it wasn't, but yeah.
I will make note.
Well, Harold, are there any damaged parts that we should immediately know about? Is the hunter killer okay?
It has sustained damage, and the bay that holds it has been, to some degree, jammed. I believe that the efficacy of the creature will be limited for the time being. If I can return to the facility, I can see about getting it fixed up, but for now I would not operate it, for fear of causing additional damage. Though the ship and
What's
its
this
drive is still
facility?
intact.
home, more or less. Putting it simply. Home.
Well, we have to check out Solsland first. How close are we exactly?
like a couple of hours, I believe, if that.
Oh well, we probably don't need to jump there. We can just walk over and then head back and hopefully repair you.
I mean, you can jump there.
Well, we
We don't
limited
know how to
fuel.
make fuel yet. Yes.
Well, we have an idea, but it's a discussion. There's been a lot of. We're not sure if it would be. We have to kill these mushroom people in order to do it, and we don't know. Is it wrong? Is it right? Who knows, really? We're still trying to figure that out.
Harold, how about we do show them at least something, well, as it were, cool that you can do. You remember your star map that you first showed us? Would you be able to bring that up and just kind of show what we're looking at?
I
right
can, though I would need to close the hatch before I can continue.
now? Sounds fine to me. Mackinac, would you do the honors, Captain?
I'll walk over and close the hatch.
Okay. With the pull of a lever, a sliding metallic door slams down from the only door that seems to be in this large spherical room. And after that, there's a humming sound that comes from about the place, and strange stars and specks of light begin to show. And for those of you who are initiated in it, you would probably recognize different astrological data here and there, and like constellations up in the sky and whatnot.
Tidge's jaw just hits the floor.
If we
Same
zoom
staring
in,
all around.
does it show like can we show that metal planet?
Oh, okay.
Enhance. Computer enhance.
Harold is able to bring the star closer, but he unfortunately has bad news. And after kind of zeroing in when you point at one of the stars and it is magnified a bit, Harold says, "Unfortunately, all of this is from memory that I have, and I can't actually use sensors to peer any further than this. We can still make jumps to planets, and we can also move about the world in Skyfall, but I cannot show you current images, only what I have stored."
The dream is limited.
Don't
Oh.
worry, we'll fix you somehow, Harold.
I appreciate that. Also, by my estimations, we have anywhere from 4 to 8 more jumps with the amount of fuel left.
Thank you, Harold.
I'm keeping track of the time mentally here.
Mhm.
Is it like about time to leave, or?
You think you probably have another 10 minutes or so before you gotta run.
Okay.
Harold,
Yes.
how long has it been since you were first damaged with the whole jumping in and out? I'm not sure how long it has been.
I'm not certain either. My chronometer appears to be damaged, but I believe a good number of days have passed.
Well, that settles that. Is there anything else that we need to settle here before we start to leave? And he's mainly looking over at Lyle boy, whatever his Edgar. Yes.
Lyle Boy's good, I think.
Lyle Boy's pretty good. I like that
I
one.
like
yeah.
that.
I just
one.
remembered the family name.
I need not make any preparations, and the ship is prepped to jump at your command, Captain.
I believe the only uncertainty
nudge
is our current
Edgar.
destination.
These are the coolest people I've ever met.
Oh, I think Edgar fell out of his chair. Oh, you alive over there, Edgar?
Yep.
Oh, okay,
Sorry, I just got back. My bad.
it's all good.
Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, you're Lyle Boy now.
Yeah, you are.
Earl
Oh,
was just
interesting.
asking, what do we need to do here before we leave?
Oh,
What are you doing outside?
Well, the Inquisition did insist on patrolling the house, and well, to their knowledge, there might still be some creatures left, even though we didn't find any on our way out. So, I've persuaded them to.
Mr. Lyle,
Allow me
are
to
the
tag
Inquisition near?
They are, Harold.
You have not informed them of my presence, I trust.
No, and you must be quite the feat of engineering, because they haven't been able to detect you either.
Yes, my cloaking field is still engaged and operative, but if you were to tell them of my location, that could be dangerous to my health. I would request that you not tell them, barring the captain's permission, of course.
Harold, you have my word.
Thank you.
So yeah, Erlebald, we're gonna just quickly patrol the estates. Hopefully, be able to break the perimeter of the Inquisition, and in exchange, I might be able to get some favor from them, get the estate back up and running a bit sooner with their support. So, I believe the plan for now is just to at least have someone here trustworthy, able to survey and make sure the estate comes back up and running, and then we might be able to either pursue the lead that you have in Soulsland, or Even, and I'm just throwing this out there, go to Arillo's temple in the north, just a few days' ride away.
Dyson has not been happy that I haven't followed through.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that weather was your god talking or just demonic presence, but I felt that right down to my bones.
I didn't hear him, but it could have. You may have been.
Okay, well, you certainly don't need me to make a decision, so I believe I might just excuse myself here. Do what needs
Edgar,
to be
wait.
done. Yeah.
I'll hold the lantern up. And I'll hold it out to him. I thought it over just a little bit, and I think you're right. I think it's more dangerous to have this with us, handing it over. What they did to us wasn't right by any means, but I know they're capable. And I think what we, however many months back that got us in jail, I think it kind of hurt your reputation, and your reputation as a family has been hurt, well, more than enough by your father. I think handing this over would go a long way to put your family's name back in the right. I think you should hand it over.
Well, Kalik, I mean, I'm not sure what to say. I don't really care what the Inquisition thinks of the Lyles, but then again, it's my duty now to keep the name intact and keep it, like you said, unsullied. So, look, I'm not asking you or anyone here to trust the Inquisition to be cooperative with us, but trust their hatred of anything evil and let them do their work on this. I think that's something that that they'll do without fail.
Are you all okay with this?
Hey, we gave crystals to Celestine, so I think we're alright.
I'd love to study this ingredient further. Like, it's pretty fascinating, to be honest, but at the same time, it's quite terrifying.
Well, I don't even need to use my sense given my metry to know that it gives off a feeling or an aura that we might not want around. And quite frankly, what we've been facing so far has been powerful enough to scry on us at a moment's notice. This could just be a beacon pointing them directly to us. So
you'll be happy to know that one of the capabilities that I possess is an anti-scrying. So long as you are here, all of your conversations and doings will be kept from the outside world.
And what about protecting versus rituals for trying to pinpoint the location of this Ichor, Harold?
If somebody were trying to find the object, it would appear as though it did not exist if it was kept within the ship.
And you seem to know quite a bit about the Lyles. I'm admittedly uneducated when it comes to the Ichor. Have you read anything about such things?
The aftermath of a demon's death. Sufficiently powerful, there will be Ichor left over. The bits that I have read are limited. And I'd like somebody to make a luck roll, please.
I believe... Wait.
Who's ready to...
Slut die is in neutral territory. What is this?
Yeah.
Who's
We
next
weren't
to the
using
line?
it last time.
God damn it.
I'm not sure
Oh!
if I've used it or not.
Thank God. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's an average
could've been
roll for
one.
us.
I believe the Ichor has some sort of involvement in the demon life cycle, and is also a powerful reagent, but for what spells I do not know. I'm missing large amounts of the data that I had acquired days back.
Well, I can see the value of researching it, but I think time is limited. I'm due in maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So unless there's something you can do now, or if there's any objections that have some merit, the best play right now might be to bring it.
The only extra idea I have is letting Harold scan it, but
Scan?
yeah, he has this ability to extract information at an incredible rate and speed and learn from it. The only issue I have is what could come of it.
Well,
I
if
can
this thing
certainly
is
look
able-
at the item.
But
The
what
only
if
issue is
Harold gets
Harold, you're-
possessed?
Yeah, well, Harold, more of which you're a sponge. Yeah, what if that sponge takes up, well, the negative? What
Yeah.
might become?
This thing can corrupt the very ground it's released in. I mean, we're talking about sacred grounds, completely corrupted almost instantaneously. So, this
You
is
would know
not
at
the
this
type of
point,
weapon-
Edgar, you're getting close to where you have to go.
If you're saying he can scan it, it's now or never. I really do need to go.
I think it might be too risky, Mackinac.
It is
At this
worth
point, I
thought.
would be grabbing the lantern while Macknar's talking.
Perhaps it's something we can revisit later on.
Tough to do without the Ichor, but maybe Harold can research it, I guess. Okay. There are demons out there. I guess if we need another Ichor, we'll have to find one or something. I really have to go. And
Okay, sure.
I'll kind of turn around to the hatch and not really know what to do.
I'll open it for him.
Sure. With the hatch open there, you head out back into the rain and go to meet with the head of the Inquisition there, who's over by the gate. And at that, we're going to go for a brief 5-minute break, go to the bathroom, grab your drinks and stuff, and we'll be back in a few.
Cool.
Whee!
Yeah, sorry I stepped away. I was to the point where I was standing and dancing, trying to not piss myself. So I was like, fuck this, I'm an adult. I'm not gonna need a fucking hall pass. I'm just gonna go take a piss. It's an executive decision.
I will have to give you 3 demerits for that.
No!
No!
Beer.
We're this close to a golden fedora.
Pulls out a black fedora. Oh shit.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some hot chocolate.
Oh. Yeah, sorry about being late. Like about 3 blocks from where Lucian lives, some dude had flipped over their car in a ditch. Don't know how. Don't know why. That road is not dangerous. You can't go that fast on it. Somehow did it.
That's crazy. So you and Lucia know each other? Like IRL?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We he taught me how to more or less
Love?
yeah.
One passionate zone.
Yeah, he was a boss at work. He was the receiver at our old job, and I was more or less just the new bitch, and he more or less taught me how to do my job,
Oh, okay.
because no one else at my job really gave a shit or had the proper work ethic. Lucian did.
Cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I can definitely
So
get
can you
behind
get
this
this
plane.
thing-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if we can fly this thing, maybe a mile from the tower, just so I can get a view, a nice view.
So
Cast
it-
a The good old meteor swarm
I
on the tower. Fuck
I don't-
the Inquisition.
I don't think it works like that. To give you an idea, Harold has to dream specifically of the location. That's where we appear. So it's never really terribly exact.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he can't
And
just like
then-
zoom away. He's got it's really a teleport almost every time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, is it's like it's a full-on plane shift of this entire ship.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. Except we don't have enough fuel, and his fuel is his life. So if we don't have enough fuel, we lose our baby boy.
No. Oh, he
Yeah.
gets deaded?
Yeah, and that's the reason why I took the ability to read anything, was because we were faced with blowing up the entire thing. I
Oh,
didn't.
fuck.
Oh shit, so how did reading help you not blow everything up?
Harold was made by what's known as
We had
the
to
Elder
teach him
Ones.
common.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was not a ship that was built by just
No.
people who
No.
knew common. Okay, the Elder Ones. Okay, tell me more.
Yep. That's about as much as we know, because his archives got destroyed by an accidental Nat 1, which resulted in a propane tank. I shot a propane tank with an arrow and then had the smart idea to try to scare the beast by sparking near the ground, forgetting how propane worked. To be fair,
Whoa!
my character wouldn't have known that. So his propane tank, which apparently I'm assuming was near his like memory storage,
Oh no.
did a
just
bit of
bad
an
engineering.
explosion. It almost
Propane,
instant killed
propane.
Coco, which I felt really, really fucking bad about. I still feel bad about it because it was all from a Nat 1, and then me not thinking about the fact that Lucian made it sound like it was propane.
Ooh, Aleutian has no mercy when you don't think and combine that with a nat 1. that is
Yeah.
the recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Just
Shit.
like in the Underdark with your little bolt in the wall with the rust monsters.
What?
You remember that?
No, maybe
In the-
maybe
in the
I
Underdark?
He
I
is not.
straight up selective memory did. What is
You
it?
triggered the cave-in with the rust monsters
Really?
with the Nat 1. Yeah,
Wait, how?
you rolled a Nat 1,
Okay.
totally whiffed it, and it caused a little cave-in, which caused a bigger
Okay,
cave-in, and it
wait,
caused,
but like
the whole
can't
cavern
just-
system.
okay, but like I'm asking you, like I can't just nat 1 and it's like Aleutian says a cave-in happens. What did I do? Did I like
Excuse you, it's
Like-
called Rocks Fall, You Die.
yeah, well like how did the cave-in start exactly?
We're fighting like 2 rust monsters, like 2 or 3, nothing crazy.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
you did something stupid as hell and got a nat 1 on your crossbow or whatever. Hits the wall, causes a little crack, and he's just like, yeah, that's not good.
Well, I don't think
And it
shooting a
caused that-
crossbow in a cave is stupid as hell. Thank you very.
You-
That's harsh
I
as
don't know.
shit,
I
dude.
don't remember.
I forgot about that.
You did something. I don't remember.
Well, good. Don't
But that
remember.
whole episode.
But there were like
spiraled
1,000
out of
rust monsters when that
Yeah,
like proper.
It ended
cave-in
up being
happened.
that.
Hey, we survived just fine.
Yeah, you rode a dinosaur.
Pure panic.
Shit. I feel like I did an even bigger mistake in the Underdark though, related to the vampire.
Excuse me,
I-
what?
Oh yeah, we were in the
It was
Underdark.
a full shit
Oh
show.
yeah, the Underdark was the craziest fucking part of our campaign
It was
ever.
so fun.
And by the way, this guy, okay, so what it is every so often in the Underdark, we would feel a huge tremor. And what we found out, I forget how, if it was like a detect live. No, we had a map given to us
We had
by
a map.
a Drow
3D
city, and it was
map.
like a live
Yeah.
update map. And we could see tunnels being rather like created every time these vibrations happened. And we ended up finding out that there was a giant worm, like a monster fucking worm, like
Purple
kilometers long, that was eating its way through the Underdark. So, unrelated to that, we thought we end up walking through a cavern system and coming up to a huge one where there was a castle that seemed really out of place, a giant moat around it, and nothing else going on. All we knew was undead seemed to be kind of spilling out of it. So we planned an attack on it, and there were like some fucked up shit in there. But long story short, Big Papa Boss was a vampire, a mean fucking vampire. And I think we flipped him off and shit talked him about his dead girlfriend that killed herself. He didn't like that very much.
Really? What makes you think that?
I think we also killed the one painting he had left of them too, which
Oh,
he didn't like either.
And we
but yeah,
missed the tower.
Yeah, we missed the tower, which was his experimental lab, because he was working on controlling this worm. That's how it ties into this. And Illusion did confirm that that tower and that worm is still somewhere in this world.
I don't think anyone's getting to it though, honestly.
Harold,
I also
bring us to
remember
the vampire tower. Illusion's like, wait, how do you know about that? Bring us to the vampire tower, please.
I've been a halfling the whole time. No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like when we were going through that one area, and those like dark figures were following us.
What?
In the Underdark.
Really?
Yeah, when we ran through that
That's
one
like the-
area.
Fuck, I forgot about
Dwarven
that.
Ruins.
So much fucked up shit.
Oh,
the Dwarven
yes! Dude, that reminded me, I just played Metro 2033 the other day, where like you're in one of the like old Metro systems no one goes in, and it's the exact same thing where there's like shades of black, they're spirits, and if you touch them you basically fucking die. So you have to avoid them. But yeah, that was the Dwarven City. They died so horrifically that their spirits were there. That's messed up.
10 out of 10.
Beholder too, don't forget that.
Yeah, you guys pieced out on that one pretty
So
fast.
much no.
Yeah, there was no way.
All right, we ready to go there, boys?
Level 5. We could take him.
No. I am ready. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay. I don't think we're
Everyone's
missing
here,
anybody. So, you go ahead and go off to leave the ship there, Edgar, and eventually meet up. And there's maybe about a handful of Inquisition members, maybe 6 of them. And the head of the pack there gives some orders to them, and seeing you there, turns over and motions for you to follow along. And they ride up towards the main doors, past that small building and everything, where nothing can really be seen as the ship is perfectly hidden. They go right past it. And when they get up towards the door, everybody dismounts, and then as a group they make their way through the halls. And slowly but surely, with different magical items in hand and spells cast, the group patrols up and down into the different rooms and makes their way through. And this process takes a little bit. So while that's happening, what's going on in the ship?
Probably going back and forth with Harold, trying to figure out the full extent of the damage, and then discussing with everybody where to go.
Okay.
Just in awe.
I think we should probably walk to Solsland. Conserve our jumps. Just in case our fuel leads do not work.
Yeah, well, it's really not that far away. I mean, we followed Harold. We all walked behind Edgar on his horse. You know, he has this magic
In
one.
the rain.
We decided, yeah, he rode it, and we just kind of walked behind it.
That does not sound like fun.
You guys
Yeah,
were
he
the
doesn't always
puzzle
think
box,
like
you
a shape.
bitches.
Oh, is this the noble life? I have to find a horse now?
Apparently,
We're
yeah.
peasants.
Make everybody else walk behind you.
We're just slaves.
Edgar's got
How
the papers
hard
to
do
prove
it?
it.
Have I ever made you walk behind me as I rode a horse?
I think you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you don't have the horse.
I just
This is why
don't-
you had to come work with us, because you lost your horse.
I lost more than a horse, but
It's possible.
We'll get you
Before
back
you
in the
know it-
saddle, Dominic.
He'll tie you to a post.
Coco being a straight savage right now.
Okay. So back there in the ship, Kalik, you give the plot of routes to the group, and meanwhile, Edgar, you're going through the halls here. And room after room, nothing is turning up. On occasion, one of the members has to do a blessing of some kind, or some sort of purging in the room, so a magical spell you don't recognize, or the scattering of some holy water on a particularly, maybe like a tainted item or something over in the cupboard. But other than that, there's nothing really much that happens. And eventually they make their way up towards the big bad room itself and go through there where everything's been immolated, and they run their tests, and the squad starts to move out, but the leader, he kind of holds back for a moment, and he turns to you and he says, so there's a few of the members of your estate that are currently being questioned back at Soulsland. Now that this is wrapped up, I suppose we'll be letting them go. I don't suppose they have any involvement.
To be honest with you, my father's obsession with our line, coupled with the madness after the murder of my brother, seemed to be the one and only catalyst. How he got his hands on, well, rituals and the materials to transform into, well, what the end result was, I have no idea.
Well,
There
those
could have
dark
been an
forces
internal-
are always around, just looking for
Yeah.
somebody desperate enough to call on them.
Speaking of, to be honest with you, given how poorly Soulsland went for us last time, there was some reticence in cooperating this time around. However, I did speak up, and, well, I think no one, there will be no one better to dispose of this than the Inquisition. So, it's a gesture of good faith on behalf of the Lyles. I'd like to give you this, and I'll hand over the lantern.
When you hand it over to him, he looks at the lantern for a second, pops the top, and pulls out the thing, and only uncovers the top portion of the crystal from past the cloth. And you can tell that he is not surprised when you hand it over to him. He tucks the thing back into the lantern, and then puts it into his pack, which he keeps at his side. And he says, "Good. You've done the right thing. I'll keep this in mind. I'm sure your handing over of this ichor will show in the records. Do you want me to send those who are being interrogated back here? I'm not sure if they want to keep their jobs, but we can have them transported out to the estate when they're released, if you wish."
Do you happen to know who they are?
A few minor servants, those who were outside of the estate as things went bad. Most people ran, but a few workers from the stables were kept prisoner. Probably something bad lined up for them. It's good that we arrived in time.
Well, I mean, releasing them, of course, should be one of your top priorities. Do you have anyone in custody, the head groundskeeper, anyone who wasn't just a simple servant?
Roll luck.
Sure. Can I borrow this one? This big orange guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, thank you, deflection. Appreciate it. 15.
Okay. Yes, I think Roswell was his name. One of the groundskeepers here. He's been held there and has been questioned quite a bit. I'm not certain if he wishes to return or not, but he's the only one that we have of a higher caste. The rest all seem to be lower servants.
Well, I mean, I know superstition runs deep, so if they don't come back, that's fine. But let them know that things are settled and Edgar is home. You can also let them know that the estate, of course, has funds again, and I'd be happy to get them back under my employ.
He nods to you and he says, "Should I tell them of a raise?" And he smiles.
If there'll be a talk of a raise, I'll speak to them, but I wouldn't hurt to at least suggest such a thing. And I'll smile back.
He says, "A suggestion, I guess." You know, the Inquisition's not very fond of that spell.
Oh, as a paladin, it didn't even occur to me that suggestion had more than one meaning. I meant literally. Just let them know that Edgar might be open to it.
He just smiles to you and continues walking through the halls.
I'll walk along with him.
Eventually, the whole sweep concludes, and you find yourself in that main lobby there. Some of the lights from the sconces and lanterns have been lit, and here in the room, which has largely fallen into decay, but still keeps that skeleton of its old regal appearance, the Inquisition goes to bid you goodbye, and he extends a hand to you to shake.
I'll shake his hand, and I'd like to briefly ask him if he had a report of some kind, just a quick summary of what they found.
He nods and he
If
says,
there's
"Of course
anything
we do. And as you might imagine, most of it I can't tell you, but I will say that on the report, you'll have no involvement with how things turned out, and I will mention that you're the rightful heir of the estate, and though I imagine there's no ceremony to move the crown from one to another, for all intents and purposes, this is now yours. You can expect all documents to be rewritten. Things will be changed back at City Hall, whether you show up there or not. And you can expect the Inquisition to keep an eye on the place, but, well, I personally don't think there'll be any problems."
And just more directly, in any of the rooms, was there anything found? Again, maybe not related to rituals, but any items, anything that might be of interest to me and the estate?
Unfortunately, no. It looks like most things of value are pawned and sold off. And while there are occasional records, which we have taken, what was purchased with them is incomplete.
Right. Well, if you think my involvement should be completely removed, that's your prerogative. Regardless of what it does to my name, I would be open to the idea of having my name as someone who struck him down and righted the wrongs of this house. I feel like there's some value in that, and it might show Solzland that the Lyles are back in charge and back in control.
He nods to you and he says, "Fair enough, but I'm no noble. We'll have to see how it is that they change their opinions over time."
Sure, that's all I can ask of you. Well, thank you for also, well, being a little more empathetic than your peers back in Solzland, and wish you all the best.
He nods and he hands you something, and he gives you a little key, and the key is actually familiar to you, and you know that it's for a like a study, a library room within the house. And he says, "This room has been kept off and locked for a period of time. We believe what caused the initial problem may have been a tainted tome of some kind. We've since cleared out the room, and, well, if you want access to your old family records and whatnot, you can keep this, but you'll find that a good number of the books have gone missing, and I'm not certain if they'll be returned."
I'll just let out a deep sigh as if like that's what I've grown used to with the Inquisition at this point.
He nods
Very
to you
well.
and he smiles and he says, "It would be strange if a meeting with the Inquisition would come to an end with all parties still happy." And then he walks out the door. And you think you hear a chuckle from one of his men.
Fucking dipshits. Well, I'll stay just for appearances, kind of in the doorway while I see them walk off, and I'm going to make sure they're well and clear from the estate before I head back to the ship.
Sure. You stand there in the rain for a moment, sheltered by the archway, and watch as they leave through the gate. You think you see one of them kind of look back, and then they ride off, and with their horses they gallop into the night. There's still a terrible storm, and you eventually make your way back towards the ship, but, you can't seem to find the thing. Now, meanwhile, inside of the ship, what are you guys up to?
Well, Colcoat,
Yes, sir.
I a bit concerned. There are a lot of nobles now, and you're one of them. I guess I'm nervous for you. I don't know if you understand the typical day-to-day of a noble, or they were talking about horses earlier.
As he's saying this, Dominic is rolling around on the ground. Just, oh my head! Why is this terrible? Oh.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, you're kind of noble, aren't you? You've got like a temple to yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly great. There's no question about that. But a noble? No, that's not the life for me. But you, Colcoat, I can see in your eyes, and your amulet that made you a noble.
It's a crown,
How
remember?
could an amulet
Oh.
make you a noble?
Right, yeah. That I was looking at the crown, not yeah.
A crown. See, that makes.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, I just figured I would, when I'm not adventuring, laze around, sleep all day. That's like the noble life, right?
Well, I don't know anything about that. You could ask Dominic. Something about
Once again,
horses.
rolling around on the ground.
Dominic, what are you doing?
I have a headache.
Is that what happens with all the stress from nobility?
Oh, no.
Sure. Convince yourself that. Yep, that's what
Stomach
happens.
ulcers.
I think we have to find
Oh.
Lyle. Or what was his name? Was it Tidge?
No. That's me.
Oh, alright, this has gone on long enough. Let's move on. What are we doing?
Well,
Well,
we're just close to Solzul,
I
right?
suppose we could take a longer rest, recover a little bit, and then head to Solsland a little bit more prepared to find out some info on this dart.
Oh gods, yes, I would love just some rest. Ah,
Are you okay, Dominic?
yeah, I'm fine.
I wasn't there for the fight. Was he bitten by anything, or
No, he just hits really hard,
fast?
or he
Oh.
did. He did hit really hard, and
We're all
He was
pretty much
really-
on fire.
yeah, he
A
was
lot
very
of
toasty.
fire.
Very toasty.
Mm.
Mackinac had this overheating thing where he went into this like little bit of sleep. It's fine. He still was undefeated as per usual.
What do you mean by undefeated?
Mackinac has never been defeated. Simple as that.
He was
know
pushed
this.
off the building.
Yes, and he
Semantics.
ran right back up. He undefeated.
Oh shit, he has been undefeated. Huh.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying.
He's resilient. I'll give him.
Alright, well, we're going to Solsland now. Is,
Probably want to rest
walking
up
there?
first. It was a
Think-
rough fight.
Proper rest is in order. Are
no
we
food or
okay
any-
to sleep in here?
Oh yes, it's good in here. Just don't fall into the pool of stuff there. you might want to shuffle the head or something. But just stay away.
Is there a bathroom in here?
Oh, absolutely not.
Go out the door, but to the left. To the left of the door, not the right.
If you go to the right,
Didn't come with all the anemones.
An enemy spotted.
Yep.
yeah.
Are you going out the door, Kalik?
No, it's just being silly.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if this hot rod came with all the bells and
Fixings?
whistles.
Just the one bell. But it's a good bell.
Yeah, the bell that teleports you through space and planes and lets people never know where you are. Pretty good bell. Pretty
Well.
good.
I'm glad we're all having such a thought-provoking conversation. Is there anything that anyone should say or probably mention? Because we're presumably continuing to work together, right?
Cheers for a job well done on killing Edgar's father. Sounds really bad.
Well-
You know, cheers, I guess.
I mean, what was left of his father? I mean, it wasn't really much of him.
We've all had demons for parents. It happened.
Me, literally.
I wonder where the demon came from. Maybe he got a book from Garvat.
Oh.
Oh. Wait, maybe.
Oh, wait. That's a very good point.
That's
Oh.
possible.
Where did the demons come from, anyways? Other than books.
Reading is
Alicia,
evil.
would I know this?
Portals.
Do you have any proficiency in Arcana or Nature?
I have Arcana.
You could roll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a plus.
Would I have recognized that name?
I feel like
So
we heard
close.
it when we were in Seba anyways.
Wait, Garvat? That's a 7.
7. You're not exactly sure where demons come from.
Bigger demons.
Lucian, where do demons come from?
Have a seat, Billy.
I can speak their language, I just don't know where they come from.
Mhm.
Shit.
Tough man.
When a man demon loves a woman demon. Watch. So am I still like putzing around outside the ship here?
Yeah, you're just like in the mud. You try and walk where you thought the thing was, and there's nothing there.
I can't like stick my arms out.
Yeah, you can't feel it or anything.
I can walk right through it where it
Mhm.
was.
Yep.
I wonder, do you think, oh, we should have left the hatch open, shouldn't Huh. What do you
I'm
think
walking.
we'll be-
I'm
How
walking
long does-
around like Frankenstein right now, around where the hatch was.
How long does it take to sweep a mansion?
Honestly, I don't know how
Pretty
long we
long.
did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Honestly.
pretty big place.
Honestly,
Especially
the
the-
Inquisition is very thorough. Probably gonna take a very, very long time.
Should we
Yeah,
just
I mean-
like pop outside and like leave a note? Be like, hey,
I do not believe it would be wise to open the hatch while the Inquisition is still searching the estate.
that's
Yeah,
a very
true.
good point.
The Inquisition, they're
You could just
they're
knock on the
ruthless.
door or something.
No, when we close the hatch, we cease to exist, more or less.
Aha, so we're in a bit of a pocket
What?
dimension.
Yeah,
Right?
essentially,
It's just-
yeah.
It's just like the puzzle box, just like you said, Caleb.
Just a bit better, because the puzzle
I'm-
box. Yeah.
Well, the puzzle box had quite a bit of information. There's loads to let it go.
What
the
did you
whole
learn from being
library.
the mouse?
Yeah.
We just got.
Oh
better.
no, this is a
Jeez.
different puzzle. We've had like
No, a different one.
Oh,
we've had like 3 now, I think.
we've only had the one puzzle, Bob.
You said something about a mouse?
Yeah, the squeaker. We've talked about this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our first night together.
Yeah. Good memories, good time. For the demon killing. Yeah.
Hello!
While you guys are in here, Harold speaks up and he says, I've detected sounds outside. There is something nearby.
What kind
Go
of
out
sound?
and kill it.
Could the Inquisition be onto us?
I believe
No.
someone is yelling.
Was he yelling?
It sounded like this, and you guys hear a reproduction of Edgar's voice.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but I can't really put my finger on it.
I bet it's an Inquisition trick
Awesome.
to get us to reveal ourselves.
Has there ever been a code that you all use whenever something amiss may happen? Something that only Edgar would know.
There's something to this tone that's familiar. Carries
I
this
kick
noble
some
air.
mud. I kick some mud. Biometry, are they playing a trick on me? And I look up to the sky.
Coal code.
Could be anyone.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any relatives that you may know of? This voice carries a noble air that I'm familiar with.
I do not think I have anyone that lives this far up. We prefer to stick to the desert.
Alright. It's possible that this is Edgar.
I'm not sure yet.
Well, with Tidge missing, we can't exactly leave.
Oh,
Look
wait,
at
let me
that.
move out from behind.
Pulling a Ron Swanson on us. Whenever someone gets too close, I just...
You just couldn't see me behind Mackinac. Yeah, it's probably Edgar. I guess we better let him in. Can Harold scan for other life forms in the area or something like that? Just to make sure it's only him?
Normally I could, but my sensors are damaged. Currently, I can tell what temperature it is outside of the ship immediately, whether or
What
not we are
temperature?
submerged, and I can pick up on sounds. It is cold outside.
It's not as accurate as I was hoping.
How long has it been since Edgar left Lucian?
Oh, maybe like an hour or two.
It is possible this is the Inquisition attempting to find additional demons within. Perhaps we should wait.
Sleep on it.
Hey,
Start
I'm
in the morning.
not a fool.
Are you guys gonna long rest in here?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh, I was.
There's
Alright,
time
but-
before sleep.
Just to be safe.
Before we long rest, there was a good point made up earlier. I do feel need to go to the gentleman's, like, apartment, but this is too soon. Maybe in about 20 minutes we open the hatch, make my business. We'll be set to rest.
They may have a man on the inside, trying to let the other ones in.
Man on the inside, on the outside.
Earl, you dare accuse me of something, sir?
It's just a possibility.
Earl?
I'm not willing to risk the entire team because you need to go.
What is the best weapon ever? Is it a longsword or is it a dart?
Now you're just patronizing me.
Yes,
Well-
now you know how I feel.
Earl just narrows his eyes and like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to bed. I don't care about this. Just moves off to a corner and starts to just lie down, facing
Okay.
the wall.
You
These
pull out a
people are
bedroll.
amazing.
Meanwhile, Edgar, you've been out here for like 10 minutes in the rain, 20 minutes, half an hour. What the fuck's going on? What do you want
I
to
wouldn't
do?
even have. After 10 minutes, I would have gone into the barracks where
Sure.
we wanted to sleep the first time and take off my armor and fucking hustle up.
Okay. Are you all going for a long rest then?
Yep.
Okay.
About
Yep.
half an hour into our long rest, I'll realize something, and I will cast a spending spell targeting Edgar.
Okay.
Edgar, this is Machinar Automatia. We recently fought together against your father. It turned into a demon. If you need to get back into Harold, please open up. This is Edgar.
Does this wake me up? Because I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Hello?
You are unable to respond to him, but you feel this magical message make its way into your head.
I'm just like rubbing my eyes here. Oh, right when I go to sleep. I like pack up my armor into this like hobo sack
Mm-hmm.
and just put on my boots so I don't get muddy.
Roll
And,
initiative.
wincing at the rain hitting my shirt here outside. Oh, this Edgar opened up.
You watch as a doorway opens up, and you see what looks like the room again, and a bunch of your companions that are currently laying about in bedrolls inside there.
I just walk in, go to the first available real estate here, and
A
pass
homeless
out.
man shuffles in.
Oh no.
A Gucci-looking homeless man. Gucci man. And yeah, I'll put my my bedroll down and I'll pass out.
Okay. You guys go to sleep and successfully get a long rest. You can all go ahead and change all your charges for everything, bring back your HP.
Can I
Alright.
roll my injury roll?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've had this injury for 12 sessions now.
Oh, here it is.
wait,
What if you
16.
get a nat 1? Does it get worse?
Oh!
Alright, I'm gonna roll for my sore back before I roll for my concussion. Wee.
Sore back, nat 20, sore back.
Oh, not even close.
Wait, did
Shit.
you roll for each injury? Or did you just roll
Nope.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh shit, where'd it go?
Oh, I thought
Put
you
it
did
in
roll
bag.
for each injury.
Mm-mm.
No, it's just once, and then your first one, your oldest one, comes back, goes away.
Oh, okay.
I want my AC
Trust me, I
back.
know.
Yeah, I mean, you're an expert for sure. I
Oh, show.
What'd you say? It was 100 gold to get it removed?
Well,
It
that
depends.
was, yeah.
It's like 25
Depends.
for some.
They got a
It was-
group deal because they got like 50 of them healed at once.
Yeah. and I rolled really high as a paladin of Metri, so that might even be a better discount.
Titch had like a VIP card and a group
Revived.
on.
Yeah, I got my.
Titch bought
Revive
so
2 of our
many.
members.
Titch bought so many that he's got like the next one free, basically.
I did get one
Yeah.
free.
Use the
There you
code
go.
Expedition
So
Leader to
bad
get
for
half
me.
off.
That's fucked up, Alicia.
But I have 6 silver, and 5 copper.
Okay, so fine steed I'm gonna need for show. And branding smite, because it's badass.
Select your
Locate
spells and all that.
object for this dart.
Oh, then you can brand your enemies.
I heard dart. What was that?
Locate object.
All about has been.
It's, by the way, as soon as we wake up and people start to stir, I'm gonna cast create food and water to create 45 pounds of cheese.
Yes.
Fuck yeah!
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Is it all just like cheddar, or is it all sorts of different ones?
Smoke. beer.
It's up to Lucian because I've never cast it before.
You said it's bland, right? It's like enough to sustain you. What's the most plain Jane assortment of cheese ever. It's just a million Kraft single slices or whatever.
Just like crumbly Havarti.
Government cheese. It's a block of Velveeta.
No.
Yeah. It's Soviet ration Model 1 cheese.
It'd just be like, it's.
Says the food is bland but nourishing.
Mhm.
It'll go bad if uneaten within 24 hours.
So
Oh,
Kraft
man.
single slices.
Time eat up.
Don't worry, Gato, sir.
We are not wasting.
The T-Pain inflection really made it.
I'll buy you some cheese.
Boom, boom. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna eat any cheese.
Oh.
I agreed to give them cheese.
So, with a peculiar
Afterwards,
breakfast laid out in front of all of you, you gradually wake up in your different sleeping bags here in the ship. There's a nice light from all around, and the weird sort of scintillating colors on the walls. But you're all secure.
Well, if we're all ready, shall we head to Solsland? We've got some orc wizard thing to kill.
Yeah. I'll leave a note for any employees coming back. Yeah. But you guys wanted to go to the guild district, am I right? You had a certain artisan make a certain chisel.
It is the Rasan family, whatever they may be.
Just to manage your expectations, you realize they've probably made hundreds, if not thousands, of chisels over time, right? They might be able to give you a time based on the stamp, maybe a make if it's particularly fine quality, but I'm not sure what more they can give you.
Oh, I think they would remember somebody who had the ability to find the temple in the middle of the jungle, labyrinth jungle.
Well, I think you might be overestimating their ability to identify their clientele. It's Solsland, after all. We're next to, a school for the magically gifted. It's quite a populated city.
And dicks.
And dicks. And it's pretty avant-garde when it comes to requisitioning equipment and the like. A lot of people are capable of doing such a thing within there. But I did promise to help you, and you helped me in turn, so I'll do what I can.
Fairly phallic, but alright. Thank you.
Sorry. I mean, who knows? Maybe they do remember such a man. Okay. Well, I guess we head out. I'll leave a note. For the Inquisition is probably going to be sending back some of my workers, and we'll head to Solsland. Now, do any of you have means of transportation other than Harold here?
I just looked down at my feet.
Fairly simple. Really too complicated. The last time we had steeds was, I believe, before they became snake food.
Oh.
So,
Yes.
Well, I suppose I'll summon mine just so I can keep a patrol and have a quick response should anything attack us. But I'll make sure to slow down my pace.
there is actually something I can do. How long did you say that it takes to get to Solsland?
I believe it's a few days' ride. Right, Aleutian? It wasn't a couple of hours, right? Or was it?
You are. Yeah, your estate's like a couple of days away from Solswind.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's not.
Because it's kind of like out in the hills sort of thing.
Yeah, and Solsland is either like all the nobles are inside, or if they have outside estates, they're kind of on the fringe perimeter.
Gnomish hours are just really long.
Right.
Ah, devil.
Oh,
Ever
hey,
so.
do we want to just then, Captain?
If you want to, you can roll that luck roll. Hey, where the fuck's the counter?
Oh, it's still in
That's
the
what
bag.
we've been asking you.
I got it. I got it.
Relic's
Jeez.
hiding.
Ah.
There it is.
Oh! Relic, you silly bitch.
Whoa. Calm the fuck down, man.
Baba boy.
Here, we're
Yeah,
gonna
let's just put it
lock
right
this
in front
to
of
the
your name.
table.
Hostility jacked up to an 11 there real quick.
Fuck you, man. This is how we keep our baby boy alive.
So without that, Harold straight up dies. Like you couldn't even refuel him.
Well, we could refuel him, but
He would lose power, but yeah, we'd need to find a way to create the stuff to refuel him.
Yeah,
I'm
we'd never be
guessing
able to
mushroom
charge-
people aren't just, everywhere.
They're apparently maybe under Vossonix.
yeah, in the Underdark, Undervoss.
Oh, that's
So,
not
did you guys want to go back?
Oh, yeah.
We never got to
Whoa.
see underneath.
I've also
There's
never
not
been
a
to
great
this.
chance that this leads to us finding the wizard or whatnot that broke into the temple. If we wish to go back to Vossanox, it might be best to talk to Favechi.
Where, which
Uh.
temple or what location are we talking about here? Might be something we're familiar with.
Have you ever been to a different continent?
No, but we have some enemies that have.
Ah.
Keswind.
I'll look to the group, the Labyrinth Jungle.
Yes,
Yes, that's the one.
exactly.
Oh no, Mr. Chow.
We have enemies that seem to be. or
We have a
enemy.
specific enemy from Soulsland, a teacher. He's considered incompetent. He has a treatise on magic's role within music, not bardic inspiration necessarily, but we suspected that he was working with a June, and he went to the Labyrinth Jungle.
What kind of music does this? Like, does he use a harp?
Well, from what we've been able to glean from the
Yeah.
student, wait, he did have instruments
have a
in his
harp?
home.
The harp, didn't I use identify on the harp in the corner of his house?
Was it
You
a harp?
did identify one of the string instruments there, yeah. But you would
Yeah,
have
I'm
seen a
pretty
harp
sure-
there along with. There's like a collection of instruments.
Yeah.
That's apparently what destroyed Earl's temple. Some harp sounding orc wizard man.
Well,
I'm
we
looking
had
at the
orcs.
group here like this is fucking crazy. What a coincidence. Well, I mean, I think we can save you the trip to Soulsland. We have a name for you.
Who
Oh
would that
my
be?
god. How did we not mention this earlier? Okay.
I
We had
believe
to
his
kill a
name,
demon.
and I'll look to Kalek. It's Mr. Chow, correct?
Well, that's what he self when he lived here.
Right. So what we've gathered so far is a teacher considered kind of incompetent within the school of Soulsland. Well, we believe that it was an entire. Well, it was a front. It was an alias, and we suspected that in fact he was much more lethal than he let on, and he was working with the June as an agent of his to further this plot that we've all been involved in, to gather
Well,
ingredients.
We confirmed with the notes we found right as the Inquisition.
Sorry, you're cutting out, Connor.
We confirmed this just before the Inquisition found us.
Confirmed?
Yeah, we found the notes in his house.
Okay, well, Kalek, you don't need to raise your voice to me. You have a keener mind than mine. I apologize. I guess we did confirm it. Sorry. And I looked at Kalik like, Jesus. Well, I suppose with those two combed over the documents, they might be able to help you out more, but we do believe he's working with the June, and
Well,
last
why
we
would
heard-
why would he want your daughter?
Well, as I've mentioned before, it is an object of incredible power. This is unfortunate, to say the least. Though, it's good now we finally have a lead to chase.
And you've been in the labyrinth? Didn't you need a I forget. They're not Khajiit, right? That's fucking
You need a Tabaxi guide.
Tabaxi. You needed a Tabaxi guide, no?
Ew.
Yeah, the
Well,
cat, part of Catman Robotics, was the key.
Oh, he was from. Okay, interesting.
well,
He's
we
not born, but the ingenuity of most Tabaxi resides within this very regal man.
Okay.
this Mr. Chow, how powerful would you say he is? You said he feigned incompetence.
Mm-hmm. Well, we managed to get some students. Well, we found a way to get their guard down. We were playing some drinking games at a local bar, and we tried to collect some information on the teachers there, and they kind of just scoffed at him. He wasn't considered, or rather taken very seriously. His studies didn't seem relevant or important.
Is
There
he an
was.
orc?
I don't believe we got his race, and I'll look to
We
Kayla
don't
here.
know a whole.
That's probably
lot.
why they don't like him, because orcs are stupid. Orc wizards? Come on.
Cool. I didn't realize this was a side of you.
Look, haven't you met an orc? They're nice and all, but you know,
Frankly.
not
Oh.
everything upstairs.
Well, half orcs and orcs are quite different, Colcode.
Oh, I guess he
Anyways.
could be half orc.
Well, we don't know for sure if he is an orc. Only that there were orcs around him.
Hmm. Well,
Regardless, powerful magic user. Summoned skeletons, I'm fairly certain. He used an immense amount of firepower in order to...
Oh, he had demons, didn't he?
Well, we aren't
Titch.
sure of that.
Do you mean literal
You're,
firepower? Like,
Your friend died to fire, yeah.
oh yes.
Did he not?
Yes, he did. He was burned to death.
Presumably by Mr. Chow.
That's why I was thinking.
and the skeletons are in line with the resources a June had. Now we couldn't confirm if these were the same monk skeletons that Ajun had in his personal retinue, but Ajun was able to brand the undead and keep them around for much longer than simple necromancy. Did you come across any remains of these skeletons?
Yes, they were dotting the outside of the front of the temple.
Did they have any equipment? Specifically, did they have a brand in their skull?
Did they have a brand inside their skull? Yeah.
Man, this is
no.
triggering me to Old Monday group. Sorry. See you.
What?
I don't think we looked in their skulls.
I'll draw
you-
out the rune. Have you seen anything that looked like this?
What's the rune look like? Does it look like the ritual symbol that we saw?
I think it looks like a lambda.
It's a little squiggle, like, kind of like this. It's like something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Is that what we saw? Does anyone remember if that's what we saw with the portal that they used? Because I know they had some
No, it's like
No.
last. Okay.
I'm trying to remember if you guys have bumped into the same symbol or not.
Can't think of it.
There were with this symbol. a lot of our research was pointing towards the jungles.
Oh, do we have that book that Garvat had the demon in? Were there any symbols in that thing?
No, we never got the book.
I thought we did. The book, and it still had like one spell left over in it.
Oh shit!
Didn't you guys like destroy that thing?
I think we got rid of that thing.
It's not my inventory, so
Yeah.
sure.
I don't have
crashed.
an inventory.
All right. Well, if Mackinac doesn't have it, we don't have it.
Hold on, I have a few things to go through.
So you guys sit down for a moment, and over the course of breakfast, start to kind of correlate things that you guys have done, and realize that some of your stories actually link up. As far as the symbol goes, you'll have to kind of sort through your notes, cough cough, but there might be something.
Hey, maybe Harold knows. Harold, have you seen this symbol?
We can roll luck.
All right.
Harold knows like a
It's an obscure fucking symbol,
Yeah, you're gonna
like
have to
hidden
get that.
away and locked behind.
Yeah.
It wanted to go to the 18.
He does not know.
I know if this symbol is straight. Might be slightly askew to the right.
Maybe we should roll again, just to be sure. I doubt Harold would know. From what we gathered, this symbol is considered part of a ritual that was, well, on purpose, fractured by Tidge's religious following, the librarian, and his followers, right, Tidge? And it was
There's the librarian himself,
Oh.
really, and his further iterations from there.
and then he kept the specific fragments of the ritual separate.
Correct.
Huh.
While we're comparing notes, have you guys heard anything about the Winter Lich?
I don't believe so.
The Winter Lich. None that comes to mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hmm.
We've mostly just been in the Vossenuks and the jungles and the sewers.
Anything from being from Kezatov, Illusion?
Mm-mm.
Alright.
I think one of you almost mentioned it, but weren't one of our leads for the symbol down in the Wanti jungles?
No,
Yeah, that's what I was.
deeper. It was
Yeah,
in
I thought they mentioned
the
something
ruins
about
of Woj.
being in the Yanti jungles.
Yeah.
Woj, yeah.
The
Oh,
ruins
I
of
thought
Woj.
the Wanti jungles were over here.
They are.
The Great Serpentine Jungle. This was dinosaurs.
Just as a bit of a sidetrack. There's. Well, we were talking previously about all sorts of different ways we could take Harold to the Yuan-Ti capital and just destroy large portions of it. Really hit it home to the snakes.
Yes, kill all the snakes.
Yeah.
Death
And,
to
now
Well, that sounds
there's
pleasant.
a scroll here that
Oh my god!
I
Genocide.
make sure that all of us are aware.
I'm sorry, was a scroll of Meteor Storm found?
Yes.
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 Someone want to
Yes.
provide the list of fucking goodies.
Sure.
Just type it into the chat or something.
Sure.
I just wanted to make sure we were all aware of the amount of snakes we could be killing.
We could do the world a great favor and get rid of all of the snakes.
Though, really, I do not care as
I
much
wouldn't
for
mind
that.
killing some snakes.
Well, we'll keep it in mind. It is on the list. After this Mr. Chow character.
I feel that we have a great amount of evidence pointing towards Mr. Chow being one of the people that orchestrated the attack on my temple.
Certainly wouldn't mind erasing him from existence.
So where do we find this Mr. Chow so we can Erase him.
Hmm.
Last.
Well, we can.
Well, our last lead was the labyrinth jungle. So
Yeah. Found,
if he's already passed through there, we have no idea.
we have a scroll that'll take us there.
Hmm,
That could
see,
take us there.
this is where we found this chisel. Someone else had made their way into, or at least it seems like someone else had made their way in.
Well, now that we have a name, at least that could help in some capacity, hopefully. Left an alias somewhere, maybe we could find an old home of his, or
Yeah, we got imprisoned because of that old Mr. Chow, and the Inquisition has already ransacked any evidence there. The good news is, sorry, Kalik, what?
Edgar, we do have another resource we might be able to use.
Hmm?
Gem might be able to find something.
Tis
feel
Roses,
like-
guys.
I feel like,
Would you like me to message him?
yeah. I mean, it's a great idea if you can let him know the Lyle estate is back in business. I could maybe use his help for this as well. Really, his presence would be the best, but please do, yeah. And I'll
Then
look
I
to the
will
rest of the
immediately-
group while Kalik does that. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Kalik.
I will say, Gem. Edgar has taken up his father's mantle of leadership. He is now the head of his house. We need help finding Mr. Chow urgent. That's 25 words.
Damn, dude.
Did you
Fucking
say it out
boss now.
loud, or is it like in your head?
holy guacamole.
I would have been like saying it under my breath.
Caleb, I think you are a little too clear. Remember, you have to speak in circles.
He responds and he says, "Good. About time Edgar stepped up. We'll look into this, Mr.
I'll be
Chow."
saying this out loud. As it comes in my head, I'll be saying it.
Sure.
So it ends with
Seems like he's
we'll look into Mr. Chow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the good news is, and I don't know what this means for your dart, Erlebald, but the Inquisition should be going full steam ahead on Mr. Chow. If they have the resources to allocate. I think we presented a strong enough case that he was worth investigating, and in fact, he already was on their radar, because he so happened to leave town as soon as a missing student, or student went missing, rather, so I believe he was a person of interest in that case as well. The Inquisition will not be turning your dart over if they get their hands on Mr. Chow first. I can promise you that.
I am confident that I will have a much happier time retrieving the dart from the Inquisition than running around the continent blindly trying to find it.
I'm already shaking my head and making a grim tear. I think you overestimate their reason and their logic. Like I said, heavy-handed does them a disservice. They are an elemental force, and all they leave is destruction in their wake, but they get the job done. If you were to tell them that you have a powerful relic without absolute definitive evidence that you have it, even then, if they suspect even in the slightest that it had a part to play in this grander scheme, they will hold on to it.
Oh, no.
Or
did
if
not
there's a
mean
risk
that.
of someone using.
I never intended on saying that I would retrieve it.
Oh.
So, I meant more using Herald to steal or take.
I make an O face when you suggest that.
Look, all we need to do is get the dart before they do.
Erlebald,
Right.
robbing the Eldritch Tower is suicide.
I
Can you get our puzzle box?
if you find yourself there, we do have some belongings that we were interested in, but
I'll be honest,
Actually,
I'm
might want a mask and a couch.
not entirely confident that I'll be able to steamroll through whatever trouble that gets between me and the dart. But I do know that if they get their hands on it, I will go after it, even in such a tower. It's not like I can just abandon this path that has been set out before me. My people have died and fallen for the start. Simply not in my right interest, my right mind, to abandon such a thing.
Okay. Well, I think
People are crazy.
Okay.
I think we're on the same
Come
page
on.
then that we can simply get Mr. Chow before the Inquisition does, and that way we're all happy, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's like the last Airbender, and you see that Erlebald's like one in a long line of dart throwers stretching back to the beginning of time.
I'm like straight up double taking to the rest of his group. Like, what the fuck is this guy?
Listen, you haven't heard his manifesto? Come on.
I'm just gonna be sitting there, just nodding, just like, yep, Earl. That's a girl. Earl.
Okay, so
So that leaves the question, though, what's the next move? You guys know that Mr. Chow is clearly the one that both your groups are seeking, but how to get to him, and in a timely manner before the Inquisition, remains to be seen. You also know that the scroll that you guys have recently gotten could unleash hell, and it seems you guys have already picked out a target for it.
Couple, two targets, two targets.
Flatten the Yuan-Ti. I want their capital to burn in atomic hellfire. Holy shit.
Hey, if
and
you
it's
want
a
to end
1
this,
mile cast range, by the way. So like, could you imagine we're just on our way to Temple of Woj. Let's just drive by the Yuan-Ti in the most devastating fucking attack ever. Jesus Christ.
yeah, well, I mean, I've never gone full Hiroshima in a game of D&D, but
I mean, they're not
Illusion,
people.
you
they're
missed it.
snakes.
I suggested using it on the tower Inquisition.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, you did.
You know, it's
So-
like surrounded by a town of like good people and stuff, right?
With this ship, if we can get fuel, and if we
It's
can
for a
make
good
our own
cause.
fuel, we can actually teleport. And if we get the right location, it would just open up into like the room of that tower. So we just got to get fuel for the ship.
And have Harold dream about this room that we know nothing about. And
Oh no, he does it. We've gone to different planes and stuff. He can try to pinpoint. We got put right in the library in Kazatov and Dominic's home.
That's fucking crazy.
God,
Very cool.
getting Harold was so nice. It was just fucking 2 sessions in a row of straight trying to solve a single puzzle, and we finally got it. Oh my god.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, to answer Lucian's question, what are we doing? I feel.
Solsland, then fuel. That's my vote.
What are you doing
Okay,
in Souls?
Solsland.
Mhm.
Well, I think their point has merit. I mean, Edgar might. Well, he won't need convincing. He has an oath to fulfill, and he's gonna complete his promise to them. But who the fuck is chiseling in the labyrinth jungle? Because it ain't Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow's got fucking nukes for hands. He could probably just level the place if he needed
They
to.
came through this side through a portal they made in the wall,
Yeah, there were like 3
and the other
people that
guys
busted it.
broke through the roof. They climbed up the side, broke down through the roof. That was the guy that had the chisel.
So, I mean, whoever's targeting this temple might know who the other players are. Maybe. I mean, that's step 1, I guess. Step 2 is driving by to Arillo's temple, who Arilla's been trying to complete this personal quest for legit 6 months. That could be cool for him real quick. We could.
So we got
Notice-
at least 4 jumps, right? If we don't totally tank it, we could check Soulsland out. We could even jump to the temple, jump back to Voss.
I still
make
think
sure
we should
get
go to
fuel.
Soulsland on foot.
4 jumps
Yeah.
is
Oh yeah,
like
no. So
worst
we
case
walk
scenario.
to Soulsland, jump to the temple, jump back to Vosnex, and then that's just 2, and then we can try to refuel while we're there.
Seba is also a good place. We have we're good friends. The guy is fucking straight menopausing right now, but Barjarger Barjarger is a lich, one of the oldest living things that we know of exists, period. It's just that his sanity is going full Alzheimer's, and he has mood swings that fluctuate based on just luck. So sometimes he's receptive, sometimes he's not, but the guy is incredibly knowledgeable. He knows a lot about a June who worked with Mr. Chow last we checked, and he knows a lot about this rune, this brand that we were just telling you about. So Seba might be a decent place to go when it comes to tracking down the untrackable. Although,
well, we got a dude in Vosnex we can ask too.
Amazing. I was about to say, if you have a suggestion, it's better, because Barjarger, I just realized his interest outside of Seba starts dwindling real fast. Like, if it's a threat to Seba or if it's internal, he'll help us out, but outside of it, he's like, eh.
Yeah, he's pretty, like, nationalistic.
Yeah.
Do we ever tell him what happened to June?
I think we sent him a message and he
Yeah.
said, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Vosnex we're pretty tight with the captain of the guards, so we can find out what's going on with
Okay.
him, and then we've got a merchant guy that we can talk to
Favechi.
who can scry or has guys that can scry and things like that.
With
We
you
were
guys
good.
stacked around the center console, different images play in front of you as Harold rotates through parts of the world that you could go to. You're not interested so much in the other planes at the moment, but many parts of Skyfall, or maybe even the other continents, could be places to go to. With a few of them laid out in a sort of representation of the map in front of you, you guys puzzle over what might be the best move here. You have an incredible amount of speed when it comes to the travel that you want to do, but the amount that you can do at that speed is rather limited. And you all know, of course, that you're on a clock in a bit of a way here. So with that, standing in front of the console, we will end the session there, and table talk. If you guys want to come up with a thing, you can do so outside, and maybe by tomorrow, when we start back up, you'll know exactly where it is that you want to go to.
Okay.
Guys, 8 o'clock is when we end on Tuesdays. Some people have to hit the sack and whatnot. I think you guys did great, though. You managed to smooth over some relations with the Inquisition. I think that you've split up the loot to good use, although I don't know what the fuck I was thinking giving you Meteor Storm. I forgot about the 1T thing.
What's up, Pollution?
So,
What's up?
but you know, that could be
Beads
really
of
cool.
sweat, beads of sweat rolling down his forehead. Like,
Hey, that's like a change the course of the world thing, if you guys want to do that. But anyway, it's in your hands now. So we're gonna end the session there. Well done, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow, whoever can make it. So adios.
sweet. Thank you.
Oh my fucking god.
You know what I was thinking during that entire thing? What we should have done is kept the bee. So after you're done using the meteor shower thing, you just send the bee to kill all the survivors.
Jesus, who hurt you as a child? God damn.
We didn't
That,
get rid of the
that
bee. We
bee
lost
is just a more savage version of Meteor Storm.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they followed up what Nagasaki was a larger bomb, wasn't it?
That creature has a
All right, I'm gonna kill stream. Peace out, stream. Sorry, Twitch.